What is up, guys? It is Tuesday, January 16th. If you missed my call, my life changing call, is about 4 hours. We do another 4 hours tomorrow at thezherkaofficial.com. Getting back into the June energy of things. Remember, I'm not Gary Vee. It's not going to be positivity. I'm going to tell you why you're a bitch. You listening to this are a bitch. And we do community outreach, talk about the White House, UFC, and a bunch of things here just to stimulate the people. So people understand like this is just bread and circuses. And we love Rome. We love bread and circuses. What an amazing job. Like, you know how hard it is to actually have a good night where all the fights are interesting? That is tough to do, you know? Like Dana outdone himself there. And I don't see anyone giving him props, you know, because we're all too busy laughing at how stupid it is. Gaethje walking through the White House. What the hell is that about? That was just, in a weird way, we get to compare it to the Joe Biden COVID UFC days, and it's like, yeah, in a weird way, this is way better. So if they're propping up Trump as in, hey, he's going to be our emperor for the next 50 years, if he's alive, he's got he's drank the serum, you know. I think we'd vote for that because we'd be like, yeah, we like the circuses and the games, and you know that the Biden shit was boring, but you know, as depressing as the COVID days was, I'm sure everyone had 1 year of the Biden's presidency that was actually awesome. Like anyone else think like, yeah, 2020, 2021, 2022, like these are okay years. They're horrible years, but 2022 was like a lot of everyone jumped out of the COVID thing to go see the world. That was a great year. The Ukraine war had started. Like, why are people talking about 2022 not being like a lightning year? That was a lightning year. 2023, everyone had a lot of fun. 2024, nobody had fun, which lines up with me perfectly. I don't think I had too much fun that year. 2025 is, in a weird way, the most moral progression humanity's ever made. Right? That lines up with me perfectly. Right? It was just a very moral year. And 2026 is the middle of that, where you're doing dumb shit too, but you're you're a lot more in the middle of yourself, and you're not easily drifting into stupid loser habits, which is interesting. You look at the only years that sucked was 2019, 20, and 21, like the COVID years, pretty much. I mean, those years fucking suck. You'll never get them back. Those years fucking suck, dude. When I think of a dark hole depression, I think of those years, you know, and I benefited the most out of that kind of thing because there's no way my ass was ever going to be on the internet because internet is like for faggots. And I wasn't a normie. I hated normies, like daytime people who play frisbee. I was never that. I was a turbo normie, meaning hyper social night kind of guy. I never played frisbee and all this gay daytime shit that normies do, but I was a turbo normie, like super confident, just fucking hoes and shit. And so, and I always forget that, you know, I'm so much transformed now to the point where my turbo normie days are almost forced nowadays. You know, I fuck a bitch and I fuck her in a different way. You know, and I'm like a Santa Claus fucker now. But in those days, I was a rapist in a good way, in like they enjoyed it kind of way. But I was a total rapist. Like I just remember entering places and I'd be like, dude, my shadow's darker than everyone at the parties combined. And these are some horrible people. Now I walk in and I'm beaming with rainbows out of my heart, man. I'm beaming with happiness and not forced happiness. I have bad moments too, but there's something about, I gotta say it, man. 2026 is the greatest year we've ever had. And people are like, oh, you say this every year. No, I don't. I didn't say this about 2024. I certainly didn't say this about 2021. Like that year was just a shit ton of money, but it's just like a lot of weirdness happening. Just the world was in a weird place. But when I talk about everything going on right now, that UFC card was awesome, right? I had to push a lot of work because I'm like, you know what? I actually do want to watch this. I didn't want to fall for it, but I do want to watch this because I knew I was going to watch the main event. But I was like, no, I'm watching the whole thing because not only is this once in a lifetime, but I think they nailed it. Just like the picture quality, the cameras, the for me, aesthetic is huge. Like they could not nail that dim lighting COVID aesthetic. That shit was just without the audience was really stupid. I never even realized the audience is a part of the whole Shazam until you hear them going USA, USA for Gaethje, and he's actually dominating the. A lot of people in the comments are saying Zherka keeps making fun of Ilya and hates him, and he's totally one sided on this. Dude, I'm making fun of Ilya because he's my favorite fighter. When I talk about like from every fighter that's ever existed in the UFC roster, I've never seen anyone more entertaining than Ilya. And I said this last year when he won the championship. I'm telling you right now, Ilya is my favorite fighter. That's why I'm so angry this happened. It's not that I'm with Gaethje. I was never. What are you talking? I'm with the Georgian, or we call him the Spaniard, right? We're with that guy because he's just water. It's like watching. It's like what a boxer should be. You watch boxing, high level boxing, you're like, I'm kind of bored as fuck, actually. And then you watch Ilya and he's boxing in the octagon in a beautiful way with, he's like a midget with crazy KO power. It's like, what's there not to like, He always looks like he's doing everything at a mastery level. And then he's walking down Gaethje and taking what is Gaethje known for? Like being a retard with heavy hands. He's taking every shot to the face like he's on drugs. And the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, that can't be normal. That's not a part of the game plan. And we know Ilya doesn't care about, he starts swinging. He doesn't really care about guarding himself because he's gonna kill them like Holloway and the Brazilian, and he's just gonna murder them with his hands. And then we start seeing, Gaethje's taking the shots, and even that liver shot that he's supposed to go on. Where's the black belt jujitsu there? Like he went down for that shot, and it was just like a nightmare scenario where he won't go down, right? And the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, isn't the only fighter in the UFC roster that Khabib warned about? Isn't Gaethje the only fighter in UFC history that you're not supposed to let him get free shots on you because he's got the heaviest blows in the game? Isn't that what Khabib said? He's the hardest hitter, not just kicks. I'm talking about everything. So if he's like the scariest guy to wear and tear you, why was Ilya's game plan just walking in a fucking straight line? And I don't mind if Ilya goes in a straight line, but I usually see him defend himself in a straight line. I don't mind that, you know. But in this one, he's like trying to cut off the ring, do boxing shit. Like, I'm gonna finish him here. It's like you're not gonna finish Gaethje like you did Oliveira in Holloway. Like this guy's the Homer Simpson of the whole caboodle, and he's got USA field power bonus, right? He's got the Americana spirit. You're just like some Georgian guy from trying to be Spanish and shit. And I'm not insulting him because I don't think I've ever had a human disagree with me. If I look a human in the eye, I say the most entertaining. Let's say we couldn't say Shama right now. Let's say no Pereira because he's one of the greatest as well, just for movement. He's the most entertaining for sure. But let's say he didn't exist. Actually, you know what? Even if he did exist, let's just go there. Ilya is the most entertaining human being on earth, just based off metabolic limb system and movement. Just how he moves is the most It's like watching. You cannot not call that mastery. Whatever he's doing, a boxer can watch it and smile throughout the whole thing. Someone who doesn't understand anything about MMA can watch that and enjoy it. Any human can watch Ilya and enjoy. That's why I was shocked that he wasn't more popular. Like when I didn't see his follower count budge after the championship thing, I said that's interesting. Like, do you really need to have a good mouth and talk as much as Connor to get that kind of success? Is it really that important? Why can't Ilya just be that huge and magnetic just off his movement? And then you find out that it's like, no, actually, people like the storyline a lot. People love the talkers a lot. And Connor had the beautiful movement too and stuff like that. Notice how I said had. I still like the new Connor in his own way. But I'm talking about that like, just when the whole world was watching him, that Connor was special. And for Ilya, it's like it was a tragedy, dude. It broke my fucking heart. Because the whole time I'm thinking, if every fighter's correct about Justin Gaethje, he's got dynamite in his hands, but he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass with dynamite. Watch out. A dumbass can fucking, he can crack. If everyone is saying the same thing about he's got dynamite, watch out. Why are you keep getting hit in the face by dynamite? And what is your coach saying to you that this is the game plan? Because we all know if Ilya fought Justin again and they just shell him up a little more and guard against just these free shots, we all know that Ilya would win this one. Everyone would know. On paper, he was winning that. So we all know it would be one of those, when they slow down Connor against Nate, they said, shell up a bit more, walk around, take your time, and you'll win the match. Right? And you barely do that. No, you'll do that. I was never with Nate. I was with Connor. So I don't know why I'm making that joke. But because I feel like Nate fanboys can get really annoying quickly, and Connor fanboys will always do coke with you. They're special to me. Now check this out. If we re-ran that, would Ilya dominate Justin Gaethje just by slowing things down and not walking into so many shots? I do believe it, but I'm also that kind of guy that says once you lost your O, you're a fucking faggot. Dude, you dedicated your whole life to fighting and you lost? You dedicated your whole 5 years old. Dude, if you dedicate your whole life to something and you lose, you're a fucking faggot. That shit bothered me so much because I'm like, we at this cruising altitude of speed, Ilya's technically, on paper, he's the greatest fighter in the universe, right? If you look at Ilya and compare him to like anyone, even my favorite, John Jones, right? He just looks perfect, right? But once your O is gone, it's so fucking hard to respect you. Not as a fighter. As a fighter, you're still a badass and all that, but as a championship level nigga, because we're very used to John Jones. We are, the greatest of all time. And who's under John Jones? Khabib, right? And I know what everyone's saying. No, Khabib's actually better. I get those comments all the time. Dude, Khabib is a wrestler who wrestles. John Jones is a wrestler who strikes. Clearly, John Jones is better than Khabib. If he's not even using what he's God given the ability to wrestle, and he doesn't use it. He makes it more entertaining for us. Clearly, that guy's more confident in his skills than Khabib, who has to wrestle. Like if you have one narrow gate you have to always use, you're not the best. You're being forced into that gate. Okay, and let's just look at like how many killers John Jones faced. And remember, at that weight class, they all have knockout power. So it's a lot different than, like, what are we saying? Are we saying John Jones didn't have more Dude, John Jones faced killers. Late stage Khabib was facing, very tough opponents like Dustin and all this. But it's not like, Jones has the greatest resume of all time. So if Jones is this undefeated warlord, we give him all the respect in the world because nobody can beat him, right? Well, didn't he kind of lose against Reyes? Reyes is dead. Reyes has been dead ever since. Was it Jiri Prohaska, the fucking Czech nigga? Reyes is. I still remember everyone saying Reyes beat Jones, and then after that, everyone shut the fuck up, bro. Jones is the greatest martial artist the universe has ever seen for thousands of years. Not even samurai got to that level. Like stop. I'm not even a Jones fan, bro. Right? He does cocaine. Like I can't respect that. He beats his wife. I can't respect it. No, actually I can. That just proves he's the greatest martial artist on earth would beat the shit out of a woman. Let's be real. Let's be real. Let's be realistic. He doesn't turn off fighting in his head. What? You are disrespecting me? Like, come on, bro. That he beats the shit out of women. That's clearly the guy. He's not even afraid of the government system putting him in jail. Zero fear incarnation. And people are like, "Whoa, John Jones is unconscious like a black thug." No, he's very conscious. How it takes a conscious incarnation to head kick DC. Like whatever he did, you don't know who DC is. If you ran into DC in a bar fight, 99% of people on earth, he's killing them. And then he runs into John Jones, and look what happens, right? Even when he makes the dirty boxing, the slugfest, all dirty, he just cannot touch. Bro, he couldn't touch Jones. There's some people who make the argument he was doing good. Bro, he got head kicked by like, do you know what that means, bro? That means you did. Bro, he predicted the head kick. He said, dude, you have a tendency to lean, so we're going to exploit that. And He said on the microphone, "Don't think you can, don't think that I won't correct for that." DC said, "Don't think I won't correct for leaning a certain way. Don't think you're gonna head kick me, John." And John's like, "Okay." And then he fucking head kicked him. Clearly, he's thousand leagues above Khabib, and I love Khabib. I've never said one bad thing about Khabib, right? Like I always say, the UFC is DC, Jones, Connor, and Khabib. Like these are the superstars. Everyone else is cope. Everyone else let me down. Well, no, Jones beat his wife. That's even more. That adds to the lore, bro. that adds. That's an even more interesting person to look into, right? And I just don't give a shit. Right? And by the way, if you think Khabib is at a higher level than Jones, you're like mentally ill. Because Jones is someone who started fighting. Bro, he doesn't even train for his fights. And Khabib's been training with a bear since 4 years old. Like that's these are two different when you see, and life is unfair like this. When you see a human pick up fighting later in his life and they barely try and they dominate, that person's always better than the person who worked hard. Why? Because talent means self-remembering. John Jones self-remembered more incarnations where he battled than Khabib. That's just how it works. When someone's more talented than you, but you put in more hard work than them, it just means they put in more hard work in their last incarnation than you. So that's all I'm saying. Don't ever take away from someone's previous incarnations. They build up all those soul forces. So calling John Jones lazy is mental illness. It's mental. Well, he activated late. Khabib been doing it longer, so he loves it more. And that's not how it works. On paper, the paper will show you how it works. Who loves it the most will show you on paper. Jones killed all of them. Now, when we look at someone like Ilya, to get fucked up and quit on a stool like that, which I know it sounds brutal, but the guy was dying in there, and he looked really small in there next to Justin too. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. As beautiful, we're always gonna watch an Ilya fight, but he's never going to have that immortal look again. You know that immortal presence? Because he said he had a perfect fight camp. Why are you telling us that? He said, making weight was easy. He was undrained. Why are you telling us? He's pretty much telling us everything went right and he got dominated by the biggest retard. I don't care what you say. If you're known for fight IQ like Ilya, losing to Justin Gaethje would just mean you're the retard, right? Because we know if they played it back, Ilya would win this, but it's too late. It's too. I don't do those kind of. I'll watch it, I'll support it, but the idea that you want to be Mr. Immortal in there, dude, only John Jones can claim Mr. Immortal and Khabib. No one else can do that, right? And Connor, because he took all the money, so technically they all look broke. He's like technically, it doesn't matter how many times Connor loses. He walks in the room, nobody gives a fuck about anyone else. That's got to stand for something. And DC is just a fat nigga now. But yeah, dude, it broke my heart because I'm like, dude, Ilya, he was so cocky. And I was supporting it. I like the cocky, but he was talking like he's immortal. And Justin Gaethje shouldn't have been the guy he lost to, right? And you remember, Ilya lost because he got overly confident, where he's like, I don't have to shell up for any of this. Actually, you do. Actually, you can't. One uppercut means you can't even see straight anymore. And that's plus he looked way bigger than you. He shouldn't be like fucking landing that much on you. It just didn't make any sense. And it was a lot of boxing. It was a lot of hands. Let's trade hands. It's like, bro, you're trading hands with a fucking Homer Simpson who's not going down. Do something else, bro. Like there has to be something else you've got. And then just seeing that is like, when your favorite fighter fucks everything up, like you can't quit on a stool, bro. John Jones would never, John Jones would shoot someone with a gun before he quits. Dude, you cannot be the new John Jones and not do John Jones shit. And that shit broke my heart because Ilya's the most interesting fighter we've ever seen. Like whatever that style is will never be replicated. It looks like boxing, but it's not. It looks beautiful in every single way. It kills elite fighters that shouldn't be that open to, they shouldn't be that open, but they are open because he's like a choo-choo train, bro. When he gets going, he runs trains on niggas with his arms. Ilya's so fucking talented. And to see him lose because he got overly confident, which is like, I think the number one rule of if the nigga is bigger than you, maybe you shouldn't get overly confident because that big head that Justin Gaethje has makes it hard for him to get cracked and knocked out. Right? The dumbass is just standing the whole time. And remember, we don't want people like Gaethje to win because he's winning on durability, not actually skill. Even though he's highly evolved fighter, we'd say that Ilya's the more evolved, right? So we need the hard work to pay off, or else our dreams don't come true. And in the real world, you see this a lot of times where the more durable guy just endures more and wins, and it breaks everyone's heart because everyone thinks that it's about technique until something like this happens, and we're reminded that the UFC is just really good at marketing fighters. They're not invincible, and what happened to Chimaev? We forgot about that. He lost to Strickland, which what is Sean Strickland? Like, technically, isn't he considered? That doesn't make sense. It's not Dragon Ball, bro. They're doing everything wrong. And this is why I really miss Khabib beating the shit out of niggers, bro. When Khabib was beating the shit out of niggers, no one could say shit. He was just killing them. And then all those fucking weirdo Dagestanis ruined the whole sport with their wrestling. They can't wrestle like Khabib, so they wrestle in their own weird way. And it's just boring. They ruined the whole sport with like everyone stopped watching there. Nobody, if you watch two men wrestling for that long, you're seriously a faggot, right? Unless you're going in there and you're fighting soon, it makes no sense you're watching two men wrestle all day. Unless it's Khabib. Khabib made wrestling look a lot of fun, because it wasn't wrestling. It was like domination. It was just beautiful to see. And I like Islam too, but come on, let's be real. Like, why we love Islam is when he's on the feet, right? He makes a lot of beautiful movements, and that's inspiring. And then you have the Angalaev and shit. Like, dude, the most interesting fighter will be Pereira. Let's be real. Like, Pereira is a beauty to watch. And then recently I'm let down with that too. And it's like, I don't think I can stomach any more UFC. Everything that was supposed to happen never happened. The fights that I wanted were never made. The fights that were not supposed to happen, they all happened. Who the fuck wanted to see Connor and Cowboy? Nobody wanted to see that fight. That whatever the fuck that shit was. And I'm telling you right now, man, I'm sick of this sport because you cannot market someone as a god, like Ilya's a god. They market him like he's a god. You market him more fair so we're not that upset. Because when you're marketing them like they're invincible and then Ilya quits on a stool, that shit is fucking traumatizing to me, bro. And you know why he quit on that stool? Because the last shot Gaethje had on him was that knee to the fucking side of the cage, right? Side of the rib cage, fucking knee. And then he said, man, fuck this shit. This is getting intense. Like, it looked like Gaethje was bullying him in there. And remember, this is a fight Ilya was winning. How the fuck do you lose a fight that you're winning? Like, on paper, Ilya's fucking winning this. Isn't that fucking mental illness? That's the hard part where it's not a video game. The durability really matters. And some guys, like Ilya's durability is just not there, which I don't think it's a durability issue. I think it's an IQ issue. If Ilya was just, more boring, more shelled, avoided more shots, then he would have won that, right? There's no way Gaethje's going to keep taking liver shots like that. He already went down from some of them, but the game plan was, I'm going to knock him out in front of my divorced wife for watching in the White House. And bro, every time he built up energy, he couldn't knock him out, which is so weird to me. It's like, I don't blame Ilya. His corner is a bunch of idiots. Bro, all their corner would have to say, all the corner has to say is, you're winning, slow it down. Roll with some of those, bro. Do something else. Do not stand in front of Gaethje like a fucking idiot, trying your best to fucking take out Homer Simpson. It's not working. It's not working. And Gaethje was tired, bro. He was getting tired. He would have a few more liver shots. He would have been done. It just, bro. It's when I was watching, I was like, it was like a joystick. You're watching the fight, and you're like, why won't Ilya do something else other than, oh, my eyeball? You'd think he'd stop fucking walking him down when his eye is hurt and he can't see. It's like same game plan, and yeah, it just hurts so bad because, bro, we're supposed to see more from Ilya. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't mind when my immortal fighter loses one fight. Really? I'll never look at Chimaev the same way. I don't care that he drained himself for that. I don't really care. because Shamaev would never allow that excuse from another fighter. Like, oh, you were tired, just win, bro. That's all the pros. All they say is, I don't care if you're tired. I don't care about the weight cut. A winner will find a way to win. When the pros are saying that to you and the pros lose, you have to say it back to the pros and say, what happened to your game plan, bro? What happened to winning at all costs? So it's like, bro, if their whole mentality is built on losing is for losers, why are we not allowed to call them losers? You know what I mean? It's like what the your whole mentality was, and in a weird way, if a human doesn't get insulted, they never fix the mistake. Watching Ilya now fight, now that he's got a loss on his record, in my opinion, that ruins the fighter completely. Just completely destroys them. Like completely destroys them because Ilya's not meant to be a fighter that has a loss on his record. He was supposed to be the evolution of the UFC, the highest part of the UFC, the part where if you do everything perfect, you win the belts in training. You don't win them. And now we have to, dude. Now, if it was something like, oh, he was drained from weight cut, that would be different. But he said he had a perfect camp against Gaethje. Like, bro, you had a perfect camp. So if that's a perfect camp, I don't know that means his team thought he was just gonna kill a fucking grizzled vet. When has that ever happened, bro? This is like the Glover thing. It's like, oh, you're just gonna go fucking knock out a grizzled vet. Yeah, this is like Holloway. This is like Volkanovski. It's like, dude, stop, man. Just win the fight so you can build your career. Because having a loss when you're in peak shape is horrifying, bro. That is, dude. My dream was Ilya, and I knew this is like a stretch, but my dream was Ilya to destroy Khabib, just destroy Khabib. Like, come on, bro. You're supposed to be the evolved, and then you get reminded that the fighter that makes their fighting their religion always wins, and Ilya's religion was fighting. Right? He eats, sleeps, breathes fighting. And then, what did he do when he got with that Miami woman? We said, hey, you can date her. A lot of fighters need the release, right? You can smash pussy. You cannot marry her. That's way too much entanglement and energy for a champion. That's your incarnation task is to not simp right now. Can you do it? And in ancient temple science, they'd have whores try and entice you, and you'd have to remain firm and walk through the temple without being, without having a hard cock. And nowadays, Ilyas's marriage from a Miami woman, and he fails his task miserably. Like when I say she fucked him up, he had a rose for her, lover boy syndrome, and she just waited for his follower count to stop growing. She's like, oh, he's not Connor. It stopped growing. He stopped having big booms of success. He went on PBD, and that's it. And that startled me too, because I thought he'd have more followers by now. But some people just don't have the star power, man, which I always thought his movement is the star power, but clearly it's not. Like he has to do more Connor shit to go higher. And as soon as his wife saw that, she started going out all the time. And he's like, you can't go out and stuff like that. And that's how, the Miami energy started. And she got the clout, she got everything she wanted out of that. And we just see Ilya crying now. And it's like, dude, one woman can do that much damage. He had a kid with her, right? One woman can do, because this fighter is going home to an empty bed, right? Because after a divorce, it's really hard to go to hoes when you're used to regular life. And he's going home to an empty bed and he's like, dude, this fucking destroyed me. And we're like, dude, all you had to do was do your little gay faggot marriage later. Like the Nelk boys told you, like it was just in the ether. People were like, oh, you met her in Miami, huh? Like people don't know what Miami means. Miami means she's an escort. Miami means she's an escort because if she's young and in Miami, Miami's an international city. It's more expensive than you think. The reason humans are there at 21 years old is because they are escorts in one way or another. It's called an assistant until they're getting fucked, right? A lot of people don't realize that it's like, if it's too good to be true, just be careful. And also, if he kept her in the shadows, she would have loved him. She would have been waiting for all the fame and stuff. But he pulled out a rose in front of all the cameras. Dude, I'll never show my fucking girlfriend. I'll show myself with 100 girls so people go, which one is Zherka's? But I'll never give one the limelight. Are you fucking mentally ill? Unless she's benefiting me, like she has her own follower count that it boosts me, that's different. But are you guys mentally ill? Like, and Ilya did the lover boy thing, which remember when I told you the most masculine souls are the most feminine as well? That's exactly what I meant. That the guy who buys the rose The guy like Ilya, who's like very simpy, he's also the most masculine. It is what it is, and you should see it as a flaw too. It is sad that that loss on his record will make him a better person, but we don't care because we didn't want Ilya the fighter. We wanted Ilya the immortal. That's why we tuned in. And it's weird because he actually looked invincible. Like he was like killing people. He looked so invincible. And in a weird way, if he was just smarter, he'd still look invincible. But that just blemish on the record, that pisses everyone off. And, all he has to do is blame himself. It was not the right time to get married. That was a simp thing to do. He has to own it. And well, I don't know how to I don't know how else to say it. Is like, dude, when it's your time to shine in the spotlight, sharing it with a woman is not what God wants you to do. She has nothing to do with your hard work. Zero. All right. You're making it, oh, God wants me to have a family. Really? Then why do saints never start families? Are you closer to God than a saint? You fucking idiot. Stop using God as an excuse to simp. You're a fucking idiot. There's like four different romantic paths you could take. One solo, no romance, just romance, devotion with the Lord. One King Solomon, all the women. Then there's another path of be fruitful and multiply. There's so many different ones in the evolving evolution of scripture, but you're supposed to follow your heart, not force it. This guy forced it. I have to have a kid because I have to. You have a belt around your waist, bro. You don't fuck your kid. Fuck your fucking kid. Such fucking simp shit. And you know what's funny? Ilya right now, he'd say, you're right, Zherka. I'm going to give the kid to the nanny. I'm going to train harder. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You see the most masculine men acting like faggots, and I bet he eats pussy. He looks like a fucking box munching little. All right, let's bring people in. What do you think, J Dub? What do you think, Josie? What do you think, CC? Go ahead. Talk.
What's going on, brother? I heard you say Josie or CC. I didn't know who you brought up.
Yeah, no, tell us about that UFC card and start with Ilya and
Well, just
Justin.
in general, the the youth have been anesthetized for so long, numbed from all the traditions that have withstood the test of time. All the eternal virtues like strength, courage, discipline, devotion. It was symbolized to a magnificent scale. The UFC White House, just the if we are going to manipulate public perception and reorient people, it has to be through like fascistic measures, by manipulating what the collective admires and aspires to become. So to see this type of symbolism, the scale, just the walk-ins and everything, it was incredible. Just the symbolism of the flag and what it's supposed to represent, what's supposed to be symbolic of American, of American exceptionalism, the American exceptional male that's been eroded. And this community has a high distribution of young men that could be on that fucking border of an incel, of someone that has the capacity to go ahead and make something happen in their life, to attain and retain a beautiful woman, a soulmate that inspires them in these type of measures. Where watching that should be extremely inspirational. The Sean O'Malley walk in with the song and the aesthetics, the symbolism, the syncopation of the audience, the rhythm, the collective nature of it all. And then when he gets the execution, and like you said, the beauty of his movement and these type of athletes that have beautiful athleticism, just the virtue of athleticism of athleticism in an era where these corporations want us motherfucking stagnant. They want us complacent, in bed, weak, ailing, looking for quick fix solutions. They don't want us healthy, displaying actual virtuous feats of aesthetics. Now, we tied in, you always say, I'm against clavicular and the looks maxing movement. I'm not. I support it in ways that are long term and responsible, not quick fix instant gratification measures like shooting Botox. I mean, what do you think about what he's done with the surgery and shit? Just fucking up the aesthetics of his face, his moneymaker. This is his claim to fame. That he put in all this extreme measure to get his face symmetrical in relation to something that's objective. which is the golden ratio, 1.618 ratio. He's saying his argument from the beginning, in a very scientific way, from a third person perspective, which meaning is the coupling of first and third person perspectives. This ties into the conversation of, whether or not individuality is more important than the collective, and just living your life through the means of understanding that it's best served through living it, serving something higher than yourself. Life is best lived through the context of something bigger. You're serving God. You're serving your people, your family, your community, your loved ones. The more people that you get involved with your goals, I believe that's a force multiplier effect on your probabilities. If you're a self-centered little mutant that's just trying to get pussy and get a little money to consume, this is something that I think is really interesting as we witness the world's first trillionaire, Elon Musk. And it's natural to say, is it ethical for him to hold that much money, that big of a piece of the pie? Think about how he's going to allocate the resources as opposed to anyone else that comes into the money. Generally speaking, when people get some money, they turn into fucking mutants. They're trying to consume. And it's the question of, what are you consuming in this day and age in terms of your diet? That's why you look like shit. The media, that's why your mind is so scattered, you're so fragmented, you're such a composite version of a human. You're not integrated from a Jungian perspective. You're not integrating your shadow side, your blind spots, your weaknesses, your addictions, your allergies, shit you're afraid to do. Which, I mean, obviously when we watch a UFC event, the symbolism of courage, to know that you're going to fight someone that could take your life theoretically, the risk. And this is the greatest example of the hero's journey. Just the tragic nature of the hero's journey. Most people that go on that journey aren't coming home. They're not coming home with some type of, without scars, without motherfucking barely attaining their life. The symmetry of risk and reward, all skin in the game. There's nothing more beautiful than that. And I love to hear you talk the way you've been talking, Zerka. I could tell that you're becoming more committed and developing a higher capacity for commitment. Yo, Zerka, you there, bro?
Just to say for Clav, you gotta give it a few weeks. Like, yeah, I think he had a ear surgery
Mm,
and a nose surgery like back to back. It takes a while to recover from that. But am I
hmm
like getting trolled because I kind of look at Clav and I'm like, I don't see any difference besides that like his
Well, I
face
mean,
might be a
you
bit
look at Michael
swollen.
Jackson and what he did to himself, just in terms of
I'm like,
feminizing his
people
face.
are so rage baiting. I'm like, no, I'm being gaslit here.
I mean, he's definitely made his face look more soft and feminine and just pathetic. And
Yeah, the cheeks are
there's
puffier
the
because it's
angularity, the
swollen
different
from the
things about it.
surgery.
This ties into, basically the broader conversation of what's real and fake, serving
Like I
God
don't
or
even
serving the
think that
devil, the
I
quick
don't
fix
even
or the
think
long
that the
term.
surgery was
This
abrasive
is the
enough
hyper
because
real.
he had J Dub. He had the nose surgery and the ear surgery like back to back within like a few
I know
days. So
all of
he
that
couldn't
is
go under
fucking
general
irrelevant. We know
anesthesia.
that it's gonna heal. Obviously, we can extrapolate into the future when the swelling goes down and this and that. It doesn't matter. You look at it overall and the way he's moving and the measures and the culture that he represents, and it's degenerate, and he needs to be critiqued. He's making suboptimal decisions, to say the least. To say
Yeah,
the
when he
least.
goes under general anesthesia for it, I will call that too much.
I mean, now, don't get me wrong, because he's a sharp kid and he's well spoken and he's impactful and he's done some incredible things, and he is, symbolic of Gen Z, of the Lost Boy at this point. This is why someone like Nick Fuentes is fascinated with his storyline and comments on him so consistently, and Nick needs to be more accountable to his critique as the leader.
Yeah, at least you know what? At least Clev isn't a freaking grifters like half of the
I
influencers
mean,
out
he
there.
is
Like he's like,
though. He's
no,
grifting
he's
in
actually
terms of
doing
he's
it.
willing to sell out people's souls to get a little money. He's leading these kids to their early graves. He's not leading them to the eternal. He's not
Yeah,
leading
but
them
he's actually
upward.
doing it.
He's not leading them upward. He's leading them horizontally, where he may lead a kid to get a surgery like that and impress a couple surface level bitches.
Listen, you can be a bad
That doesn't
influence.
impress
That
God.
doesn't mean that you're a grifter. Like Clav is actually doing what he's preaching.
He's literally
Therefore,
doing all this shit to attain status and have money and attain his goals. It's not from an aesthetic perspective because he's already derailing. He's already gone too far. See, as an artist myself of historical art, songs like Little Uzi XO Tour Life, Jack Harlow was popping, Pop Smoke the Woo, 60 million sold catalog. As an artist, you understand that the ultimate form of sophistication is simplicity, and it's about not doing too much. He's already gone outside the boundary and he's doing too much. And this ties into the broader conversation of the social media landscape dealing with what's called the hyper real, these simulations of what's real. No, no, that's not what a dude looks like. Dudes don't draw on their fucking jawline and do eyeliner on their eyes and this type of shit and wear shoulder cutlets and get height extensions and all this goofy ass shit that we're seeing. That's not what a man is. This is like from the perspective of the Matrix, some like transgenderism. This is transhumanism. This is like
yeah,
a
but you know what he
masculine
also
form
gave
of
us?
transgenderism. This is the new like LGBTQT movement where they're sliding a lot of, impressionable young men towards a path. It becomes a slippery slope. They start wearing mascara. You start drawing on your jawline. You start buying women's makeup. You start wearing shoulder cutlets. You start being so insecure about all these variables that do matter. But at the end of the day, as long as you develop competency and mastery and you become dangerous, all that shit is going to stall you out long term. You're not going to impress a woman and make her fall in love with you and think you're mysterious when she looks and sees that you have 2-inch little things in your shoes to make you taller. Because she's going to come to that realization that you're a fake ass scammer. And that's the problem is all this shit is Machiavellian. They're teaching
I
kids
also
to go out and get pussy, justify the means to attain that end by any means necessary, which is at the cost of a meaningful relationship, which is going to lead them towards crashing out long term. Because any dude that's chasing pussy is a faggot. You're a faggot. Get your fucking mind oriented towards the eternal,
I
the
actually
inexhaustible
appreciate that
shit.
he
You
gave
should
us the
find the
first
woman that you are
Jada.
never tired of making love to passionately and eating her pussy.
Okay, okay, we get it, Jada.
I
But I
say
do
that because it's
appreciate.
so taboo in the Zherka community. And I'm not saying to eat the pussy of a random slut you one night, of the
I'm just
woman, of
saying
your
that it's
soulmate.
great
Come on,
that
differentiate
Clav
between
gave
the
us
weed and
the
the stems
first
and
ever
sticks.
life stream ear surgery.
Fucking eating pussy. What the fuck?
It's some sacred shit, and it's only for the sacred woman in your life.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had the urge to just bury my face there with a really hard one. I have had that.
And I
You know what
mean,
I mean?
and
I,
like
I'm
I
not
said, it
saying. I'm not
shouldn't be
saying
off
if.
the first
I'm not
night. It's
saying.
not about that. It's about intimacy and bond and connection.
You don't think it's a beastly urge? Find it like a
This
beastly
is
urge.
the sign if you're really a motherfucker. You want to call it a Chad, you want to call it an apex predator, whatever you want. If a bitch is throwing pussy at you first night, you're not really him. You're not really him. She wants to one
What
night
if
you.
she? What if she
She's
opens
trying
up her
to she's
legs,
trying to
bro?
fulfill the
But
narrative of
Jay,
being
Jay,
a
what if
modern
she
boss
opens?
bitch woman.
Jay, if
She's
she
a city
opens up,
girl and she's trying to go out and
Jay,
get
what
fucked
happens if
and
she opens up her legs and she says, "Eat that shit, JW.
no, listen, the point I'm making is if you're a big dog,
Eat that shit, little boy."
never. Never. Not unless not listen, the point I'm making is if she really is interested in you, she's gonna try and represent virtue. She's not gonna want to have a one night stand. She's gonna make you wait a little bit so you want to be with her long term. Become that type of dude where the bitch is aware of how you're gonna judge her on the first night. And even though she may want to have sex with
And
you,
then you find out
she holds
Zherka hit
it,
it
she
the
holds
first
it from
night.
you.
You find out Zherka hit it the first night. This shit was a waste of time.
And it was a one night stand and it wasn't meaningful. It was a waste of your time. You could have been researching, taking
You damn
notes.
right, it's a
You
one
could have
night
been more
stand.
impactful as a mentor
I
for all the kids
abandoned
that
the
look up to
bit.
you. See, that's what I do. I'm locked in the cave. The story of Thus Spoke Zarathustra. It's beautiful. The greatest Nietzschean story. The godlike, which this character was inspired by the Persian culture. The Zara- Zarathustrians, I think. I'm not sure the exact. It's something with the Z.
Zoroaster.
Zoroaster, exactly. But the point of ascending to the top of the mountain and then isolating in the cave to the point that you actually can help people before you return back to society. That way, you're not moved by external pressure and you don't shrink yourself down when you really start to have empathy for people. This is what God Saad and Elon have been talking about with suicidal empathy. You got to distinguish between rigorous and suicidal empathy, because you can get caught up in it. This is what Nietzsche is also talking about. When you look into the abyss and stare into the monster, don't become the monster. You got to remain yourself. And if you hang around with a bunch of lames, I heard you talking about this, with just dealing with family and loved ones that lean on you when times get tough financially, emotionally, with calls, and you do have a responsibility to show up for them, because that's what God expects you to do. And when you show up that way, He's going to arm you with more and more capacities.
I make the
Just
argument. I make
just
the
like in the
argument
gym,
that
Zerka. If you
yeah,
skip
yeah,
the
no, I make
workout,
the
if you don't
JW. I
take
hear
it
you.
to the limit and do the exceptional shit, anyone else
Yeah,
in
but
this world is
JW,
going
I
to
make the
overlook it.
argument.
The exception says,
I
I'm
make the
taking this call. Go ahead.
I make the argument that if you have to go, if someone in your family is in trouble and you're going to help them financially, if you're thinking of God at that moment, you're probably a selfish fuck, bro. Like
No, it's
there's
not. It
even if
become
they're
it come
even
it
if they're
becomes second nature at this point, because your whole default is serving
nah, bro,
God.
you should be able to
It's
help
not
people even if
it's not
God's not real. Like,
transactional.
come
Like,
on.
I'm gonna serve these people, so you bless me, God. It's not that. It's that this is objectively what we're here to do. Is to pull our brothers and sisters up and to create a more harmonious society.
Did you see how much my face changed? Not with GHKU or Copas peptides, just growth hormone.
You mean?
Bro, I went from looking like an old black and white picture, dry skin. And I've never had dry skin before, but I just not taking care of the skin, right? And I'm not putting fucking creams like a faggot,
What do you
but
mean?
I
Don't
pulled, I
slander that.
I
That's
pulled, I
important for
pulled.
men to take care of
You
themselves.
put cream
Don't
on
put
your
a stigma.
face
Of
like a
course, I
fucking
use
homo.
moisturizer. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's a
It's not
woman.
cream, it's
That
serum,
that's just
Zherka.
woman.
How
Yo, inject
lazy would
some
I be
growth.
not to moisturize
Bro,
my
JW,
skin?
inject some growth. You'll see how good your
I
skin is.
do, dog. And I upped it from your pressure. I went from 3 I used to 4, big dog.
Let's go. You need to be at 6 for puberty, though.
Nah, four is good right here.
Okay.
4 is good.
Save
I,
your,
I was
save
on
your
3
money.
for about, I'd say, about a year. And like I said, I do it more for longevity purposes, cosmetic.
Dude, I like the bloat. Like when the stomach pushes out and it looks like a
Hell
ring. I
no, that
love
shit
that,
is
bro. No, it
terrible.
looks so good. It looks like,
This, like,
bro,
in
when
my
I'm getting
picture
it,
here, this is
bro.
the one thing I've been lacking on my midsection. And I do believe when you get to the upper echelon of aesthetics, you can spot reduce fat. I do believe, like,
What do you
even
mean by
doing
that?
calisthenics type ab training every morning,
Oh, once you're
your
lean
abs come.
enough, you're saying. Once you're lean enough. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
once you develop to that upper echelon, and you're really focused and you have that strong mind muscle connection. That's the key in this virtual reality that we're experiencing.
Dude,
The mind muscle connection. You see top trainers where, let's say, someone's doing like quad extensions
yeah,
and they're just tapping their quad just to activate that mind muscle
yeah,
connection.
yeah, yeah,
Like, just by feeling your trainer tap your quad, you're activating it, so the work becomes more efficient.
yeah, yeah.
And then you're in the mirror afterwards and you're flexing that bitch,
Yeah.
establishing in your mind the new baseline.
But
The
it's just
pump
bad.
is
It's
the new
just bad
baseline.
advice. It's bad advice because most people don't look like you, so most people have to diet to get leaner in that section.
No, Red is here now. Red
Red
is
is
here.
here. Yeah, it's true.
Red is here now, and it's not just some superficial, lame, like clav basic type shit. To be honest, obviously fasting has major benefits. When you're talking about apoptosis, the scheduled death of our cells, of the useless cells that start to metastasize, become tumors. When you're fasted, that's when your body breaks down all the useless shit to create energy. But I mean, when you look at like the GLP-1, GLP-2s that eat muscle tissue like Ozempic,
Yeah,
even trizepatide or whatever, I've witnessed firsthand. I've been on
yeah.
Retta, and it shredded nothing but the fucking useless shit. And I'm
But
stronger than I was when I started.
you will be
You
a
the
lot
key
more
the key
full
to, the
off
key
it.
to Retta, the key to Retta is just ODing on protein.
No,
Just
the key to Retta is don't
constant
stay on it.
smoothies.
JW, we don't want to see you on Retta for too long because I'll tell you, the first 2 weeks off Retta, you will be full,
No, cognitive
tight and
benefits are
full.
incredible though, bro.
No, but you
The
do go a
the
little flat
the
on Retta. Let's be real, it's a little flat.
Well, I mean, at first I didn't uptake the protein to the extent, so I'm having to build back. I was at like 259, shredded down to like 230 in 1 week, bro. It shredded everything
Because
off.
I'll say this, bro. When I got off Retta, my arm doubled in size, like immediately.
Yeah,
So
and to be honest, the aesthetic look is much better. The striations and just
yeah.
being lean and healthy and breathing
No,
better
I'm saying someone
and
like you, JW, someone like you doesn't. I don't know if Retta's for you. You're lean enough
no,
without
but listen, I'm saying beyond just the cosmetic
for
benefits.
health. Yeah,
You know, in
I
terms
agree.
of
Yeah,
developing as a philosopher, as an individual, as a child of God,
yeah,
just not being hungry
yeah,
is such an enhancement in your research for doing deep work. Because more times than not, it's getting that hunger pain that breaks your focus.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
people
For
get
me,
distracted.
I don't think
This is
I've
how you can
ever.
really have
I
long blocks of deep
Bro, I don't
deep
think I've
focus to
ever,
the limit.
JW, I don't think I've ever performed well on a podcast digesting something. Like, not once.
That
Never.
Jack Neal, bro, you were spizzing that first fucking
Oh, that
90
was,
minutes
but
like that.
that
That was
was an
some
hour.
mystical
Yeah.
shit.
That
No, I
was an
know.
hour meditation
I know, but
preparation for
it was
that.
some mystical shit, bro. You were
Yeah.
you were really, really, really talking that artistic shit.
And I
Cause
want to
I
give it,
view what we do, bro. I
I'll
view
tell
what
you
we
this,
do
man.
in an era of single parenthood where most of these young men don't have real men to mirror themselves after. It's fucking a requisite for civilizational sustainability to prevent this collapse,
And
for young men to
a lot of
emerge and
people
to
don't realize,
concretely demonstrate how to do the right thing. Go ahead.
a lot of people don't realize that what JW does one thought at a time when he's doing his push-ups is identical to one thought at a time meditation, where it is identical to concentrating on something one thought at a time, getting good at one simple thing. So don't think, oh, JW, all of JW's fitness focus actually translates to his podcast skills. People don't realize this. It
No,
actually
that's the
helps.
pivotal statement is making sure everything is recursive in your life and your life is just a giant feedback loop where you've eliminated all the unnecessary and everything you're focused on is directly correlated to your goals because anything that's not is randomness. It's entropy. It's surprisal. It's going to lead you down a path that you're going to want to avoid. Now, when you lock the fuck in and you're really engaging in your fitness and your research and in your relationships, the eternal things that'll never change, you will start to create that virtuous cycle where everything is plugging in. You're inspired by the being of your life, of being you. You love to be you now.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to harm the quality of your life. So you're incentivized to be healthier, look better, get smarter, show up better for your loved ones. You don't want to harm them. So you're working harder, developing new skills. So you're actually stronger in the gym and you have a better fundamental awareness of the world. So when you're doing research, it's clicking faster now. You're retaining more at a faster rate and everything is compounding in your life. Everything is amplified because it's all connected, as opposed to being all disintegrated like these corporations want us to be. They want you having your mind on Palestine. They want you having your mind on the white Christian male oppressing you and all this goofy ass shit, all that corporate media shit,
I
all
changed
the
that. I want
fears.
the mind. I want the mind of young men to be on wet pussy, so their testosterone
And
increases.
it's beautiful because what is more inspirational than that? It is sacred. That shit is sacred to be driven like that. Because what? Beauty reveals reality to us. It precedes
I'm
analysis. You
talking
don't
about.
need to
I'm
think
talking about
about it.
that. JW, I'm talking about, like, you ever hitting it and she's got like that perfect skin glowing spray tan with like a G string and she looks like an absolute whore, and you're thinking to yourself like, dude, she's too good looking to be in this room with me, but I
No,
worked
never have I ever
hard.
thought
No,
like
no,
a
but I
simp
worked
like that,
hard for
dog.
this. Dude,
Never,
JW,
never have I
if
in
you're
my
hitting
life
it,
ever
if
had a
you're hitting, yo,
perspective
bro,
like
if you're
that.
JW, if you're hitting it and you don't think she's an angel, she's just not
Bro,
hot.
I love you, Zherka. You've had one of the greatest transformations in history from an actual video game incel to motherfucking legendary John Zherka. You took it so far, bro, and you have so much further to go. Your ceiling is motherfucking
And we're
infinite.
going together, bro.
I already know. And that's what's so mysterious about life is because it's all about development. You won't get burnt out when you become a philosopher and you're interested in the mysteries of life. And you're always
Exactly.
getting closer and it's always getting further from you. Because as you get
Exactly.
smarter,
Because it's
you
going higher.
literally, and you have a better ability to discern between information. So now you have you're more able to scrutinize information. So now there is more uncertainty. You're doing more discerning, and everything just kind of starts to spiral. Now you get to that point where you can't become a recluse. You have to exploit your new skills. This is in computer science what they call exploration versus exploitation. We got to explore the mysteries, but at some point we have to monetize it and convert it and cash
Can you
out.
guys tell?
We got to cash
JW
out.
woke up. He woke up today and he chose love. That's what you're
I
supposed to
always
do.
do, brother, because if it isn't love, it's fear. But at the same time, some of us have to pay the burden. We have to take on the burden of combating noise in the signal because so many of our brothers and sisters don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. They're serving many gods, let alone two. You can't serve two masters. It's either love or fear or some combination in
But
between.
JW, don't you encourage them also? Like this sounds crazy, but I encourage these young guys to go get evil because that's the path to. You'll always find your way being evil. You'll say, "This isn't me. This is not my moral core." And so
It's such a tough dynamic because it is important.
every trap is also the door. And a lot of people are like, "What do you mean by that?" I'm like, "Dude, trust me. If you resonate with the Zherka message." Chances are it's hard to grow horns. I have to force myself to grow horns to do certain things because I don't want to do it. I have to force myself to do certain things because I don't want to build a shadow. It's like I fucking get it done anyway. But I'm telling you guys right now, man, getting lost in the world, you're in your 20s. That's more normal than winning. That's actually way more normal than winning.
It's so beautiful what you're saying because, in esotericism, it's called the night side of the tree. You got to be able to dibble and dabble off the Christ path to really have the competency to handle the complexities of life. You can't be conserved and protected in a bubble in your house all day. You got to be friends with uncertainty. This is the paradoxical statement of the hero's journey. The treasure we seek is in the cave we're afraid to enter. And you got to be ready to slay the dragon and move in the darkness. You have to already have been enlightened and prepared for it. But just in terms of young men who might have two parents that love them and have a little bit of money and they're trying to figure out how to get gritty and get that edge and that it factor and that hustler's mentality. And it really is all about transgression. It's not going to be through a tattoo, my boy. It's not going to be through a piercing. It's going to be through transgressing against your comfort and ritualizing volitionally, voluntarily ritualizing pain every day. And you will make yourself hard as fuck because there's nothing more meaningful than that type of suffering. And that's how you get motherfucking grounded. So then you can dibble and dabble and move and shake and be in
And
any
they're
environment.
trying to tell you, JW, well, I think Jesus is gonna give me my resurrection body. No, you work for it, thinking, feeling, and willing, you little pussy bitch. You gotta build your resurrection body here consciously, and then you're rewarded. You're not just gonna be given, oh, it's a good little Christian. Build that through fire, alchemical flames.
It's exactly right. And the key is to understand that we were all made perfect. Jesus said, return to your childlike state and be perfect like our Father in the kingdom of heaven. Before we get to heaven, we need to have purified ourselves the way children are so pure and so cooperative and so loving and so imaginative. And they see themselves as being capable of going to outer space without even knowing the mechanism to get there. That blind leap of faith, like Kierkegaard talks about, getting beyond the aesthetic, getting to that real spiritual stage where you're accessing beyond individual human intelligence and you're just somehow at the right place at the right time. Like Zherka talks about being lucky his whole life, his parents could see it. I experienced the same time. I'm testifying. This is a testimony to that type of karmic retribution, positive or negative. And I believe in past incarnations, I lived properly, meaning I evolved towards love. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is become love. Micro changes in your intent, the way you engage with someone. If someone walks onto an
Yeah.
elevator with you, you can have intentions of how you behave rooted in fear, where you look at the floor like a little coward because it's awkward for you. because you've been playing video games and you don't know how to connect with humans and look them simply in the eye. And it's awkward for you. Fight that awkwardness. You're in the cave now, dog. This isn't the dragon. You just took a step in and it's getting darker.
It's such a good example because most people have trouble
Look her
with
in the
even
eyes and tell
public
her, how you doing? I love
public
you.
speaking. Yeah, no, most people have trouble with public speaking. So, dude, a lot of people laugh, but 90%, 99% of people are afraid to talk on the elevator. Bro, on the elevator, I say I'm not a rapist, and everyone laughs. No, don't do that.
And it's
Go,
such
Josie, put your fucking hand down and speak. Why do
it's
people do that hand thing?
Because JW is just a Yappuccino,
the
But
greatest on earth, Josie. Don't
check
get
the
lost in the sauce. I think Josie got
God.
bitter
That's what I
because she
mean.
was listening to me, follow me around like she does. And I said, Josie likes to follow me around now. And I think her man was
Sure.
listening and put her on
Sure.
restriction.
What the
Whatever
fuck?
makes you happy. That's good.
Nah, just
Um,
check your
you
attitude.
remember I told you the clip with the Ukrainian chick, okay? That I pinned it for you. That, by the way, your peak moment. Apparently, that her husband died in or like about a year ago, and
What the fuck?
she's she's already dating somebody else. Like, you literally predicted this shit word for word, and everybody gave you so much shit for it.
What the hell? That's just sad. Nah, fuck that bitch, bro. I could tell she was just ready for dick. Have you ever look in women's eyes? Usually, they're going through a breakup or whatever, but have you ever seen that look in a woman's eyes where she's not out with her friends for like a couple drinks? She's out looking for something that has to happen that exact night. And if you know how to spot that look, you know not to waste your time with anyone else. And you're like, dude, I can literally fucking do anything to this bitch and she's gonna find it hot. And young guys never see that look in a woman. There's like 10 girls walk around, one of them being more quiet in the group, she's looking to cheat or she's just looking to do something. I'm like, bro,
Do you
you
think
see
she's
that?
on the path to fulfillment and towards kingdom, or is she headed towards hell? Before you even
Well,
gauge people,
heartbreak is the path
is
too,
she
right?
on the
So
path to hell or heaven? In her
I'll
current
say this.
mental
I'll say
state with that type of intent.
JW. I cannot teach, like Mike Sartain, we cannot teach men to hate women for cheating because, it's going to get bad. Like, they will beat the shit out of these women. We have to accept cheaters and fuck them like sluts because that's what they want.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways to look at that. Social Darwinism, and perhaps it is time from a eugenics perspective that we get rid of all the weaklings.
Pause,
Let,
man. What are you talking? We'll just mute that there. Go ahead, Mike.
let them boys die
Hey,
out
Mike,
to
Michael.
make it
some
a little more
extent.
normal. No, Mike Sartain
I
has
mean, I
great
have rigorous
information.
empathy for these incels.
I understand, but Mike is an army incarnation. He's, I think, Air Force, right? And he actually,
Yeah.
you're like a stats machine. You just, you know what I like about Mike? Mike, you don't have that bitter look when you read stats. You're doing it with a smile. So clearly, you're not bitter from the woman red pill stats, right?
Right. I mean, we can't solve the problem unless we admit that we have the problem. Like, just imagine if you go to an oncologist and they try to tell you you have stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and you're like, I don't believe in cancer. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I live outside. I live a holistic life. There's no way I have cancer. If
Yeah.
you don't believe you are, I'm a vegetarian, I can't get cancer. If you don't believe you have the problem, how can we solve the
Or what if
problem?
the
The
answer is,
problem
I don't know if that's for me. That's for others. That's just not for me.
Exactly. It's the man who transitions to become a woman and then ends up dying of testicular cancer. You know what I'm saying? It's like just an inability to rectify the problem or admit the problem exists. You know, it was funny, Zerka, when we first started having these conversations, people just called us straight up misogynists. And then you notice that Scott Galloway, you notice that Gavin Newsom,
Yep.
Barack Obama, you started seeing Richard Reeves, Chris Williamson, you started seeing all these content creators basically saying exactly what we were saying about hypergamy,
Yep.
exactly. But when they said it wasn't a big deal because they gave the little land acknowledgments before they say it, and then the coup de grace, the ultimate, the king of the manosphere is now fucking Alex Cooper from Call Her Daddy because
Yeah. Yeah.
every week she's got a different woman on there who's worth multi-million dollars, a famous actress or a comedian
Yeah.
on there talking about, I just needed to get fucked by the bad guy for years. I found a good guy. I don't
Yeah.
want to be with that guy. And like, I don't even have to make content anymore. I made a video about Alex Cooper where I was talking, or I made a tweet about Alex Cooper where I was saying, well, there's no point for the manosphere anymore because Alex Cooper is making all of our fucking points for us.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I had evolutionary psychologists liking the post and reposting it, and then I had red pill guys also liking the post and reposting it because it's inevitable. If we want to keep acting, dude, Zerka, I'd love for you to check this one stat out. This guy named Hans Larson. He took he's a researcher in I believe in Norway. He took all the GSS survey data on the body counts of men and women, and what he found was in order for you to get through all the body counts of the top 10% most promiscuous men, you need to burn through 58% of women, meaning 58% of women's sexual encounters were with the top 10% most promiscuous men. Remember when we said that before and they called us pigs and
Yeah.
misogynists and said we were just making shit up? And now it's GSS,
Yeah.
US Census data. Like, absolute. And by the way, don't take my word for it, guys. Please look up Hans Larson, look up the data. It's the top 10% most promiscuous men are basically the 58% sexual encounters. So that means if you extrapolate to the top 20% of men, that's 80%. Well, isn't that what we've been saying for the last several years? That show Adolescence that came out on Netflix, they had that one kid being like, it's 80% of women are going after 20% of men.
Yeah.
Yes, bitch, because they are.
Yeah.
Because
There.
that's true. Like, it's so crazy when you say stuff that's true. It reminds me of Galileo going to the Pope in 1632 and saying the earth goes around the
Yeah.
sun, and they lock him up for the rest of his life. It's so
Careful with
ridiculous.
that one with me.
Because we're in an age of
but
narrative
but hold on,
warfare, and
hold on,
everything is about just
hold on,
legitimizing the narratives.
hold on, Mike. I do have to say the reason why everyone got on your case, Rolo's case, everyone got on your guys' case when you said that, the 80% for the top and all that, because you guys are pointing to a fact that's really uncomfortable. Is we're
It
talking
is.
we're talking about cheating too. If we add in cheating, dude, most people don't realize their woman is cheating on them. And when I say most, I mean like stable relation. I'm talking about stable relationships
Yes.
have a
Yes.
lot of. Can you explain how much cheating goes on a healthy,
Well,
stable relationship?
here's the part people don't want to admit is that women will cheat when the relationship is stable. There's this great divorce attorney who comes out and he talks about how incredibly bad social media is for your marriage because it causes a couple of stats that pretty illustrative. Heterosexual couples get divorced, I believe, at 48, 49, 50% of the time on average. Homosexual couples, I believe it's 22% of the time. Lesbian couples, I believe it's 73% of the time. So when women don't have men to blame, they still want to get out of marriages. They still want to file for divorce. But yet they have this narrative saying that it's because men don't step up. And then there's it's a great book. It's called The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt, another book called Sextinction by Deborah So, and they go over the fact that women use social media way more than men do, and women are more affected by it. So women report feeling bad about themselves or feeling unattractive on social media almost like twice the rate that men do. And then when it comes to depression, it's not quite twice, but it's pretty close. Women report feeling depression from social media about twice as much. So women consume social media more and it makes them more depressed, and they're already more prone to get divorced, and they're already more prone to leave a relationship. I think you'll find this a really interesting stat. Dude, when a woman cheats on her husband, she falls in love with her affair partner 80% of the time. This is Dr. David Voss. He has
Holy
some stats on this.
fucking shit!
Yes.
What are
When a
you
man
saying?
when a man cheats on his wife, he marries the woman he cheats on 3% of the time. Like, do
Holy
you, do you
shit. That's a
understand the
lot lower than
dimorphic
I thought.
difference?
Whoa, that is
Yeah.
way
Well,
low.
now he'll claim that he falls in love with her. I believe the number's like 18, 19%, but for women, it's 80%. For men, it's 19%. And so when you talk about the cheating, it's not only the cheating, it's the fact that the cheating means more for women. They have like it means more. They there's no way you sleep with another dude and you still respect your man. But I mean, I know this, and no matter how much you guys want to disagree with me, there's no man on the panel who's going to disagree with this. You can have sex with other women and still love your wife. It's a complete
I
biological
disagree.
double standard.
I disagree.
You don't think so?
You're familiar with the concept of entropy, right?
Dude.
Yes, of course.
Entropy being
No way.
entropy being the increase of information to describe the exact state of any system. Which I
Uh,
can argue that love itself is low entropy. Communication,
Right. Okay.
transparency,
This
reducing hidden
this is a
information.
different
Love
definition of
itself is
entropy.
certainty.
Yeah.
We love those most who we're most certain about. And
Oh
on
no
the
no
other
no
end
no
of the
no.
spectrum, high entropy is fear, uncertainty, surprisal.
Okay,
When
let
you
him
have a
talk though.
woman who's at a state of high entropy, she's surprising you with their behavior as opposed to the predictable woman you're in love with if she's the one.
Okay,
The
let
one, one
JW let
being
him
the low
talk though.
entropy state.
We want to hear
Yeah
the
yeah
studies.
JW. So the
I
thing
mean,
is,
I
I
disagree
understand.
with what he said.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying.
He's
What I'm
next to
Pure
his
love
referring.
girlfriend.
is
That's
pure
why
Yeah.
he's next.
transparency.
No,
No
Now,
it's
if your
Mike.
woman,
He's
if your woman
he's literally standing next to his girlfriend. So
no, it's fine. It's
tread
fine.
carefully.
And I understand. I understand what JW's point is. My point when it comes to this is that in general, like I'm talking biologically as males, when we have sex with women, we have a release of what's called vasopressin. When women have sex with men, they have a release of what's called oxytocin. So for women, there's a pair bonding thing that happens with sex with a new partner that people like Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips lose over time. They lose that ability to pair bond. Whereas men, we never. What I'm saying is, a guy can be a hoe, have sex with six, seven, 800 women, and then finally meet a woman, fall in love with his wife, and fully and completely love her. Men are capable of that
That's
because
Josiah.
evolutionarily, yes,
which
because
that
evolutionary. I'm not
specific
saying it's a
choice
good
to
idea.
reduce optionality was the death of all those other versions of himself that was cheating and an adulterer.
No, JW.
When he
I guess we're
chooses
talking about two different
commitment in
things.
God and the one,
Correct.
he's choosing a death of all those other configurations.
JW, we're talking about two different things. I'm talking about just like men biologically
No,
in a
we're talking
vacuum, and you're
about
talking
pure
about
love. You know, you're saying a
no,
man can
JW,
get
No,
to
no,
that
we
point
want
of
studies.
having pure
JW,
love.
stop. We want the studies, bro. We never get the studies. Come on.
What you're saying
You
is
want
not wrong. I'm
academia?
saying what right. That's what we're saying, JW, is in this case, what you're saying is morally correct. What I'm describing is the way the
Objectively
things
true.
work. Objectively true. That's correct. I'm not saying that what you're saying. I don't think you should cheat on your wife because you're breaking a bond to
But we as
God. They
men
just
and as leaders have a responsibility to set the culture. Given we're in the midst of this culture war where it's so gynocentric and controlled by women, where we're talking in terms of women here, by not addressing the contradictions and resolving them on site. Women want to prolong their fucking petty differences. That's why shit collapses when two dykes get
well,
with each other.
I think part
They
of the
don't
I think
resolve
part of the problem.
conflict. So perhaps that
Yeah.
is the most fundamental prerequisite for a healthy relationship,
Yeah. I think part of the
conflict
problem why that's
resolution.
happening I think part of the problem why that's happening is because this message, the message that a man should be strong and lead, is ratioed on specifically Instagram, TikTok, a little bit on YouTube, and on Snapchat. It's not ratioed on Kick, Rumble, and X. And so while we may try to stand up and have these expressions, there's not a lot of women who follow me on X. Like it's hard to have these discussions in an open format. And the places that do have these discussions, let's say like Modern Wisdom Podcast or places that I would say that are politically moderate. I don't agree with everything they say, but I think they're politically moderate. Diary of a CEO, whatever. Andrew Huberman, Lex Friedman, people like that. They can't have an open conversation and say, hey, do you know that your wife wants to have sex with you more when she knows that other women want to have sex with you? What I just said is 100% true. It's undeniable. There's endless data on mate choice copying that shows that that's true. If I go on Oprah Winfrey and say, Oprah, one thing that would really help men is if their wives knew that other women wanted to fuck them, I would get kicked off the show. We'd go to a commercial break. The problem is I can't say those things even though that they're
You
true. So
can.
like I
You have to explain it through the mechanisms of, let's say, Girardi mimesis, for example. How we're born with a blank slate and we learn through imitation. So
Oh
people want
Lord.
what they can't have, etc. People
no,
desire what other people
Tabula
desire.
I'm talking about
rasa.
the medium. I'm talking about the medium.
When you
I'm talking
when you
about the
make it
medium.
more sophisticated and more artistic than just the barbaric, simplistic red pill, typical angle, it
Bro,
becomes more
JW,
interesting.
you're literally a pimp. You're with these facts. You're a pimp for a living, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You
Bro,
said
you
you were a
asked.
pimp.
No,
It's
I
the
said
wedding ring
initially I
effect,
You
came to
pimp
dude.
Vegas and I
strippers
was
for a
managing
living. You should be on
strippers a
our
long time
side for this.
ago. It's a
You put
lucrative
the wedding
business and
ring
it wasn't
on,
sexual.
and it's like more women want you. It's literally, it's crazy, but
Dude,
more women
I
are
make the
attracted
No,
to
argument
the
that
you
fact
shit.
are
is
actually
it's a
man,
fact.
shut the fuck up, bro. I make the argument that it's evil to have a girl around if you're not gonna make her a little jealous because she will cry. She internally
Yes.
she'll hate that. The
She'll
most
be
the most
confused.
evil
Who
thing
did
you
I
can
pick?
do, the most evil thing you can do is let her think no one on earth wants my man.
Yeah. It's crazy the way it works. And going back to the wedding ring thing, there's a study where they go over men who are taken and men who are not taken. And when women reported these men, it was like, I want to say 31 points higher on a 100-point scale. Women found those men to be more attractive when they knew
Yeah.
that these men were taken.
How
It's
many
not
times,
specific to
Mike?
wedding.
How many times have I said I'm married to the girl at the club just because I wanted my dick sucked in the bathroom? Like how many times? I
Yeah.
do since 21 years old. I've been doing this.
Yeah, that one is pretty crazy. There's a bunch of crazy. There's data. This one's pretty nuts. Men who bully more in high school have more sexual partners. Men who get bullied in high school have fewer sexual partners, and women who get bullied in high school have more sexual partners. Like this is evolutionary psychology data, but nobody wants to talk about it because it comes off as stereotypical and bigoted, even though it's
No,
true.
Mike, from a game theoretic perspective, people that can't partake in aggression obviously want to minimize it from other agents that can deploy it
Of course.
themselves. They want to get you to shrink yourself
Wait a
down to
minute.
fit in.
Hold on, JW. Wait a minute, Mike.
This is the burden of the
What are
intellectuals.
what are the chances that the aggressive males that do the bullying, they're just more direct? That's why they get more pussy.
No, of course. I mean, that's part of the bullying. The other thing is, what do we define as bullying? A guy who doesn't put up with shit from his
Yeah,
friends.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And when women say stuff to him, he says that they're stupid. They
yeah.
call him a bully.
No,
It
Mike.
is.
Here's one that always puzzled me. Why is you can bully a girl till she cries upon first meeting her, and that increases your likelihood of fucking her?
Dude, I'll tell you, the first time I figured this out, I was a junior in college at UT Austin. I went to this after party in the middle of the night. There was this couple that came in. The girl was super fine, and the guy was like, I knew him. He was kind of a dweeb, and I went because I was hungry, and I went in the refrigerator to get like a hamburger patty. You know how they were frozen, and I said, "Here, catch!" And I threw it at the girl. I hit her in the head, and then her head started bleeding in front of the dude that she was with, and he's like, "Oh, baby, are you okay?" And then I fucked her that night. I was like, okay. Okay, wait a
No,
second.
no, no.
This
Tell
is
the
not.
other part of the story. You had to also help her with the bleeding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, he was helping her with the bleeding. I went, then took her home and fucked her.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
that
because
point
you
I
know what
was
it
like,
is,
hey,
Mike. You know what it is? Anytime a woman feels like you think she's a dork, so you'll throw some meat at her head, like you're not afraid of looking stupid. When she feels like the dork and you're the Chad that finds her a little ugly, like a little sister, that's when they want to fuck the most.
incredible. Yes, I agree. Hey, Zerka, I got to coach my clients here in a little bit. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow night at 7 if you want to come on.
W. Okay, I'll message you.
Mike,
All right, talk
let's
to you
film
later.
something, brother. I'm the best in the world speaking on these topics. Let's film something.
For sure. For sure. I do a lot. Like I said, I
I'm in
do a live
Vegas.
stream at 7. Nice. Me
Ask your
too.
brother
At
Daniel
7.
Graham about me.
Okay, yeah, I love Daniel. At 8 o'clock, we go just live on Kick and Rumble, and we can sit there and talk about whatever. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Take it easy.
Yeah, Mike.
Take care.
Hey, post
Okay.
that. Yeah, yeah. No, someone tell Mike to post those studies because that's just beautiful. Like the red pills. Oh, dude, the red pills write about everything. Even the black pill cannot keep up. The red pill's back to winning. It's just a beautiful world, right? And everyone's talking about looks maxing is dying off. The red pill's back on, bro. That is, you know what's funny is nobody, not even red pillars want a red pill world. So when someone comes, hey, dude, red pill's back to trending. It's back to telling the whole truth. Everyone's like, that just means women have become bigger whores. Like, we don't want the red. Get away from us with this news. When is the Christ pill gonna come? When is someone gonna come? Hey, did you see that woman who did 100 years no cheating on her partner? No, I did. You know what's funny is if we could see how much women cheat, and I've never been cheated on, so I'm speaking. Well, who knows if I have? But the fact that it's never happened in front of my eyes means I should be nicer, sweeter to women. But in my head, I'm thinking like, what if I died? My bitch would get married eventually, and that would break my heart. I would haunt that bitch. Like, ooh, you little whore. You fucking whore. What are you doing getting married? You can't. In the past, they would never. In the past, there was women in the village who would wear all black and never get married again because that was their incarnation love. And yeah, I'm a big romantic guy because in my head, there's nothing better in the universe than one argument for the rest of your life. Like when you know it's this girl right here in front of you, right? Like there's nothing more beautiful than Josiah saying Isabella is his only argument. The only headache of his life will be that incarnation. That is the most beautiful day of your life where you go, you know what? This bitch is so annoying, but it's who I'm finishing Earth evolution with. So I can't just beat the shit out of her like that. And I think that's a
I
beautiful
mean,
thing.
shove her around a bit, but not like
I
not too much.
Josiah, if you were to beat up Isabella in front of me, let's say I'm in the living room and you just beat the shit out of her, my first instinct would be, what did she do wrong? Dude, I'm telling you right now, my first, because I've been, have you ever stopped your buddies from fighting their girlfriends and you find out the girlfriend's actually retarded and psycho? It's always the girl. It's always the girl, and you look like an idiot after. But no, what am I saying? I'd be on Isabella's side because she has more followers than you. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah, you have to
I
you
would
have to do it for the
immediately say,
clout.
Josiah, you're done, bro. You're so we're calling the police on you. You're done. Yeah.
No, but
No,
then she become like a
I think
Lauren
it is
Southern type.
interesting. I mean, Josiah, if you ever were to break up with your wife or she breaks up with you, do you know how big of an apology you owe me? You have to say Zherka was right about everything. Like it, I will be milking that as much as I want to be there for you. I have to tell the audience the truth. Marriage in 2026, it's not what you think, bro. If you see Isabella having any thought bubble ideas, you slap her. You slap the shit out of her, bro. Because, bro, the studies I read, and then I go, well, my brothers and Josiah are married. Like, they're the dude, you guys are pissing me. Why don't you sign the papers right here? Don't sign. Josie signed the papers. She takes half of her man's shit. That's Josie fucking takes half his money. Does he even have money, Josie?
Yeah, but we're not married legally, so
What?
there you go. There you go.
Oh, he's like a red pill guy?
He's born red pill. He doesn't need the red pill.
What is he, a fucking, is he Mexican?
Vietnamese.
He's a Asian man?
Yeah.
Oh, you are so dumping his ass. Oh, no. Aren't you
Yeah,
like,
he's the exception to the rule.
aren't you, what
He's
are
not.
you?
I'm white. I told you.
Really? And you're not white? You have a,
And Jewish. Yeah, she's Jewish too.
White.
isn't she Cuban?
No. You always think I'm Cuban. That's the funniest shit. Maybe because you think I came here illegally and swam across the river.
Wait a minute, but so if he's Vietnamese, that is so strange. Like, how do you guys have sex if you're different like animals? what,
I
the,
know, right?
what the hell? How do you
It's
guys
still
even?
weird.
How do?
It's still weird, but somehow it works.
That's great. Wait, Josie, have you ever dated a black guy?
Nope.
Whoa, why are you saying it like that fast?
You know why? Come on. You know?
No, no. Look. I encourage women to date black guys because I hate women. I want to see them get beaten up. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's like they're doing my bidding. These fucking Negroes. They're doing my bidding. Yeah. Now, to me, I'll always say this, bro. The most base kind of incarnation will always be a black guy. Because if you think about it, he spends 90% of his life listening to music he likes and fucking sluts and not working a job. Like, that's the best kind of lifestyle ever, right? I'm talking about a successful black guy who, like, his music pops off a bit. That's got to be the best life ever, where you don't do shit. You just kind of mumble rap. That's got to be an easy life. Like, think about Blueface doesn't have to worry about his bitches being loyal because he's black. So he's like, well, because I'm black, nobody's loyal. This is normal. You can just cheat on me, right? As a white guy, dude, this is how I know I'm really white. You're not allowed to cheat on me. That's unacceptable. But if I was a fucking black incarnation, I would expect to be cheated on because, like Blueface, he expects fat, ugly women to cheat on him. And so they cheat. And he never put it in their heads that, like, yo, you guys are lower level incarnations. You're not allowed to cheat, you know? And by the way, I think there's something wrong when a woman cheats. It's clearly showing that you're not a man. You know how hard it is for a woman to cheat on a dude who's got rape energy? Like her husband has rape energy? You know what I mean by that? Like I'm trying to sound poetic here. Is the word rape poetic enough?
You could just say
Absolutely.
dominant energy.
Dominant energy. That's the word I'm looking for, not rape. But also, it's like those things where it's like I guarantee you, in the next I predict everything. In the next 5 years, you're gonna see women asking to get raped by their boyfriends because they're just such pussies now. They're gonna be begging for it. They're like, why can't they come home and act a little more different than a It's not even human, bro. It's whatever this office tie job is. You come home and you're like, ugh, I gotta turn on the Nintendo Wii. And well, I'm old as fuck. Nintendo Wii. What is a Switch?
I was gonna say.
I'm old as fuck, bro. You gotta come home and turn on the Switch. I have a Switch. I should have said Switch, right? But I'm telling you, it's like, how many times are you gonna come home and act like a robot? And then she goes to bed thinking, I'm not alive. I don't feel alive. There's no adrenaline, right? And then some fucking Negro male comes home and all he can be is human. The lowest, like he could be the lower tier human that beats the shit out of her. And she goes, I finally feel alive a bit. And I'm telling you, dude, it's like play fighting with a woman. You do it so she feels the strength difference where she goes, oh, this can go really evil if he wants it to. Oh, I'm 100 pounds, Zherka's 270. This is a huge fat ass difference. This is like a nigger Chinese woman difference. As soon as they feel that a bit, they calm down. They go, I feel alive. And then you got whatever you guys do. Honey, I'm home. What? I say, honey, I'm home from raping the world. I'm raping the world. I pillage the world for its money. And you know what's the beautiful thing about me? When have you ever seen women run in the other direction of the vulgar things I say? Because my face ain't vulgar. That means my inner structure is not vulgar. And I'll say this, man. The outlaw archetype runs so powerfully through me that I have to say words like rape because I feel cooped up. You ever talk on a phone and you go, man, I wasn't made to talk on a phone for my job. My job, I should throw a spear. And then you start thinking, I feel cooped up. I need to use rape language on a spaces because I feel, bro, that cooped up feeling, it must be exercised in many different ways, even in arguments and stuff like that. But man, the world is just watch what these Zoomers do. I'm not going to be rude to her because she can put me in jail. Bro, you know who cares? You go to jail, you'll be even more attractive to hoes, right? Like if my mugshot came out today, that's gonna help me. I come out. There's more bitches. They go, "Well, Zherka, you're really individuating fast. Like life is coming at you fast. You are like that. Who's that stud? We like that guy. Who's the Italian that shot the fucking insurance guy? Mario? Who am I thinking of?
Hey, it only works if you're good looking, Zerka.
Yeah, no, I encourage people to be good looking or don't follow me. You know, I don't like ugly people following me. Ugly people hire me and they're like, hey, give me some advice. I go, ew, what the fuck? What did you do to your soul? That's fucking madness. You're hiring me. You're not on my mountain. That's disgusting. There's an aesthetic to morality, dude. Get the fuck away from me. And they think I'm joking. I'm like, dude, don't ever hire me if you're ugly. Cause when you pop off, I'm sure I can, even if we forced you popping off, I don't want to market you as an ugly guy who popped off. Oh, that's more for business. I don't care about that. You know, no, look, if you're ugly, you have to be shredded. If you're not shredded, you have to be rich. If you're not rich, you have to be hilarious. You must be one thing. You must be it. You must. You can't just come up to me with an ugly face, be like, I want to be a part of the Zherka community. It's like, no, that's not what we do. Okay, that's just, and it's like it's grossing me out. Like ugly people disgust me. Your eyebrows sit in a weird part of your face, and there's no symmetry. There's no cross section on your face. There's no nothing. Like your face should look like a fox. Your face should look like a canine. Your face should look like a lion. Your face cannot look like a. Some of these guys look like the nigga who kidnapped Anakin's mom. You know Anakin's mom. You know those guys who fucking Durkas. That you can't have those faces like oh no, no, or the fucking Jew in Star Wars.
So you'll put up with the ugly guy if he's rich, though, and teach him.
Well, I mean, I don't like helping ugly people because it just shows I can't trust them. Like, what did you do to your soul, bro? You know what I mean? Like, you ever see some fucking pig nosed nigga ask for advice? And it's like, bro, if you have a pig nose, clearly you betrayed.
What happened?
Yo, guys.
You rug.
Yeah, no, I'm back. I'm just saying it's even worse when, for me, an ugly man is not as bad as a fucking mid woman. Like, excuse me, less than mid. That shit just bothers me. Like when I see, dude, being a woman is so easy. You get makeup, you get so many cheating factors. to look good looking. You can't do it. And and you know, women are so simple. You can walk up to them on the street and say, "Your incarnation has been formed in a beautiful way. What are you on earth for? What are you on earth to do?" And she'll look at you and go, "I don't know, but since you've got this shit figured out, I'll hop on your cock." And then you're fucking this bitch thinking like, "Holy, that's black magic. You're not allowed to look like a sage that leads people the wrong way and then fucking fucks her." But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I am put on earth to have sexual intercourse with beautiful women, and I'm barely doing it. Like, if you think about it, look, I see so many clips of you. Yeah, but that's over like the span of 7 years. Like, that's not that many chicks. You think it's a lot of chicks because you're comparing it to your incarnation, but what you do in my shoes, then what you guys would do in my shoes would be so fucking illegal. You guys would have HIV battling AIDS in your stomach. You guys would have everything. Me, I'm very in the middle of myself, but I'm not gonna lie, man.
I'm assuming you're not counting the ones who actually raped you and not the other way around, right? That's just the ones that you went for when you say you didn't smash a lot of chicks.
Yeah, I don't count the women that chase me because like they usually
Okay.
I'll be honest, the women that chase me, I'm never even down for them that much. I'm always down for some bitch, some absolute nightmare to be around. Like the most bitchiest woman on my phone that like the whole city knows she's annoying. That's the one that my dick will get hard for. But the sweetest angel looking one, 0% attraction. It's like there's something fucking wrong with me. And I think it's the Bulma effect. Remember when Bulma was such a bitch to Vegeta? And as a child, I watched that. I'm like, okay, so that's the woman of the whole storyline. I guess women are just annoying and bitchy. And you grow up, you start fucking bitchy women. And my whole chat would be like, no, fuck the other one. She's so sweet. I'm like, ew, she is just fucking disgusting to be around. Like, she's so sweet. It's like, that's, to me, it looks like pedophilia. You're fucking a sweet woman. Who's sweet? Children are sweet. That's gross. But women are bitchy. So I'm around these fucking bitchy ass women. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, no one in my shoes would fuck these bitchy ass bitches besides me. I'm it's almost like I'm doing it because they can slow down the sex so I don't get my notch count too high, you know? And I don't know what it is, but something about an overstimulated, annoying, bitchy human being looks very, very normal for my mating season.
Do you
The
feel powerful when
Oh,
you can
dude, I
come?
feel guilt free. Josie, I feel guilt free. When she's sweet, I feel an immense guilt. Like, don't ruin her. Don't ruin her. She's just not. And the bitchy ones, in a weird way, if I slip up and do beat the shit out of them, even God is on my side. You know what I mean? It's
But don't
like,
you think that it's because
yeah.
if they're too easy, it's just like if they're sweet, they're too easy. But like the bitchy one, it's like the power that you feel when you can tame something or somebody that nobody has been able to.
Yeah, I used to think it's that until I looked into Jungian psychology, and it turns out we're attracted to ourselves. So, you know, Zherka can really be loud and obnoxious. What is the female Zherka? That's the one he's going to fuck. That's how souls are fragmented. They go together, which is super embarrassing to admit because all your flaws, you're going to be fucking the shit out of them. And what's funny is she might complete, you know, she might have a certain look on her face that you don't have. So if your face is too hard and angular, hers might be more soft and bubbly and beautiful. And you want that trait for yourself. You think it'd look good on your face, your children. It's all instinctual there. So you complete that physically, but her inner world and your inner world, dude, look at who humans date. They date their inner world clones. You know how they say opposites attract? Dude, look in their inner worlds. Like when she picks up on all your traits and starts sounding like you and all that, it's because she can easily mold into you because she's already a lot like you. That's why people get so harmed with relationships because you're losing a big part of your inner world. And you know, nobody sees this because you see a woman and a guy that look completely different, different animal incarnations. But if you look at their inner worlds, you know, calm people marry calm people. Intense people marry intense people, and so on and so forth. Like humans do not fuck outside of their types. Very rare they do. And they regret it always. If they That's why I could have a beautiful woman who's extremely shy and my chat loves her, and I don't feel the sexual instinct. I have the urge, normal amount, but it's not there. Then I meet a woman who can't stop looking at herself in the mirror, and it reminds me of Zherka, right? Sometimes I look in the mirror for too long of a time, right? And it gets a little too narcissistic and it wastes time throughout the day. But when I look at a woman really staring in the mirror, like she is an autosexual, she likes herself, then immediately I go, compatible DNA fucker. And you look at Chinese shy people. Did you know shy people fuck shy people? Like everyone fucks their inner world, even if the personalities are one personality's loud, blah, blah. It's how you are when you're at home. It's not your personality in the world. Who you are at home is who you find yourself most compatible with. So if you're very loud with your friends but quiet at home, that quiet girl is very compatible with you in your home setting. That's who becomes your girlfriend. And here's the sad part of this is that means a lot of women you talk to at the bar, it's not worth chasing them. That's why I say, guys, go for your looks match. Usually what your mind thinks is a looks match is usually a soul match. Or, you guys are closer from the God source together. You guys incarnated in a closer pattern together, which is a closer stream. That's why, have you ever seen bodybuilders date bodybuilders? Female bodybuilders date shit like that. There's a reason there's themes to these. When you're outside of your theme, you get cheated on very quick. Some people date just for fun in a weird way. I've always maintained you keep dating the same kind of woman over and over again. It's called a type. She's a type. That's extremely normal. You're going to keep dating that type till you integrate all of your shadow traits, right? And sometimes she fulfills some of them, right? The scariest part of dating is you date a girl because you like certain inner traits about her that you want in yourself for self mastery. You start dating her, she dates you for your inner traits. And then when you guys are dating, you guys amplify each other to the maximum. So now you guys are super confident people together, but when you guys break up, you're shattered. This is what's called a huge fucking waste of time. You should only date when you're actually a badass in the world. Because, bro, if someone's completing your traits, if someone's completing your other half, you think it's cute on Hollywood, but what the universe is saying to you is that you're a faggot. If another human being is completing the other half of you, you are a literal faggot. And there are some romantic incarnations we see that are just made to be with each other, and it's totally normal, but that's rare. Most humans have a shit ton of work to do on themselves. I'm talking about men. Like, and people think the work stops. It doesn't really stop, bro. It doesn't stop ever. That's retarded. You think you could just melt into the background.
Yeah, it's true, and it's like I understand when men say like they want, they're okay with like a dumb, quiet women, but I kind of tell me what you think. Like honestly, a dumb young woman is the type that is going to like forget to renew her registration or car registration, and you're gonna have to like get off of work to come pick her up at the impound and pay to get the car out of there. Like it's trouble in a
Yeah.
way. And
No, in a weird way, it's like a shy woman can actually make you sleepy, and now you're fucked. If you're with a shy woman that makes you sleepy, the world is not allowed. You're not allowed to be sleepy in the world. That you are so fucked if you have that. There's a lot of guys who have you seen those guys who gain 40 pounds of fat dating a sleepy shy girl? And they think their life is awesome, but it's like, dude, 40 pounds of fat is a shit ton of weight on your face, especially. So it's like the worst thing you can do. That's what happens. The more awake women, believe it or not, they keep you more in track. Like a bitchy woman will always say, "No, don't order the ice cream." And then you think to yourself, okay, she's kind of useful, actually. That ice cream is not going to make me more money. That ice cream is not going to do shit for me. It's fucking extra sugar, make me sleepy. A bitchy woman's more awake. That's healthy. But the shy, quiet ones, I've had them, bro. There's this sleep. They're in their sleep world. And it's like, dude, the world is sleepy enough with all the distractions. That's why I say if you're an obnoxious guy, you're fucking shy women, you're a rhino fucking dodo birds. That's illegal. Shy people need to stick together. That's a more fair. That's more fair. But men, we fuck everything, right? Especially if the shy girl is opening up, then we stick around more. But I'm telling you right now, man, humans have to go for their looks matches and their soul matches. And there's many types of people on earth that humans are compatible with. But nowadays, you see a lot of like dating just because you're supposed to date. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is that about? You're dating just because you're supposed to date? I thought we only date. I've only dated if I like her. I've never dated because you're supposed to be dating. That's retarded.
When I hear like guys in their 20s, like, oh, I gotta trying to find a girl. How do I meet girls and shit? I'm like, you make like $20,000 a year. Like, oh, and when they tell me to get back in the kitchen too, I'm like, no, until you make 100K, you're the bitch. Okay, that's
Yeah,
all.
and it's actually good advice because yes, they deserve pussy just like everyone else on earth. But the truth is, they're the types that will make less money when they have pussy. There's a lot of guys who make a shit ton less money just because they get sleepy and cozy around pussy, and that's horrifying. Like, dude, when I say hoe incarnations are the greatest incarnations for businessmen because you fuck her and you say, I've got to do a spaces on Twitter, shut the fuck up and leave. They shut the fuck up and leave, and it's great. The hoe incarnations is made for entrepreneurs. Girlfriend incarnations are night. Why did you say that on a spaces, John? I thought that you were talking about me. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're listening to my Twitter? So you have nothing else to do but listen to my Twitter space? No, it's because you're talking about, dude, just own it. If you're an entrepreneurial type of person, go make your success with hoes, right? They're like massages, A hoe is like a massage. And what's funny is you think a hoe is doing it for the money and for the club. A hoe is actually doing it because she loves being a hoe. Like a real hoe is doing it because she incarnated to be a hoe. That's the
Oh yeah,
truth.
and if you call her a whore, she's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and those people exist for a reason. And I've never understood this whole I'm going to try and be an entrepreneur with a girlfriend thing. When has that ever worked for anyone?
I can't think of anyone actually, but like, have you ever fell for a girl that's like a complete hoe, but she like fills the gaps in your daily routine that like you kind of want her around and you're wondering if you're catching feelings for her because you want her for more than just smashing?
Oh yeah, all the time. Falling for hoes is like my favorite thing in the world. I love falling for hoes because one, aesthetically, they are shockingly beautiful. Like, hoes don't even look like hoes anymore. That's the funny part is they can trick people into thinking they're good people. But to me, that's always been the most interesting thing. Like, oh, I want to be born in the 1950s. Bro, go to any time in history. Women were not that attractive. I'm sorry to say it, but look at the 1920s. And for most of human history, women kind of look like men. Sorry to say it. It's just how it is. You go to 2026 and women look like fucking angels, man. They've never like they got six packs and quads, and if they want to do a gym for a year, they can get shredded. And even the ones that are not hot somehow became hot, and they're doing their makeup in a way where they never look like men. They always look more womanly. If anything, sometimes they look like straight up hookers on the road. But the biggest hoes look like angels, not hookers, right? That low key. And I'm like, dude, it's never been a better time in history to actually date hoes. Because bro, imagine in the 1920s you're dating hoes that look like men. That's gotta be imagine your dick wants a pussy and you've got to fuck a bitch that's named Margaret and she looks like a fucking dude. You know what I mean? It's got to be the worst thing in the universe. But nowadays, I'm telling you, when you meet a good looking woman nowadays, like good looking body and everything like that. I'm talking about like the top of the top. You are shocked at the level of beauty these incarnations are bringing. Like I meet some hoes and I go, dude, if she wasn't a hoe, this bitch would get trillions of dollars. Like she's an idiot. Like she should have gone the other route. But and for what 10 years you'll be thinking to yourself, hoes are doing it for the money. Hoes are doing it for the clout. But The really beautiful ones are doing it because they get wet from being hoes, like for the adventure. The most beautiful women are doing it for like some kind of sinful adventure. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they get thrills out of it. And when you meet these, they're called turbo hoes. When you meet turbo hoes, the first thing you think of is, wait a minute, I don't need money, I don't need clout, I just have to be there at the right time to smash one of these. And it's bad to get used to these, right? But if you're a successful guy, dude, smashing a turbo hoe, you become a millionaire. If you smash a girlfriend material person, bro, you start wondering what's going on that you did to deserve these kind of arguments. There's not one man on earth today that actually benefits off having a girlfriend. I've never seen it once in my life. I always look at a dude, I'm like, you'd be either better alone or getting a massage from this hoe, this beautiful, gorgeous hoe. Because there's something about when you nut and you go back to your work, you are so clear headed. You fucking dominate your job. But if you nut and have an argument, the whole day is ruined, bro. I've never in my life understood why men have girlfriends in their entrepreneurial phases. Like you have to be mentally ill.
Yeah, and it's like the turbo hose, like you say, we're just gonna call them like that. They tend to be very nice to be around. It's difficult to like be mean to them
Yeah.
because they know men so much and they're actually really down to reality. Like they're pretty
Yeah.
base.
Well,
Like
they can be bitchy to simpy guys, but if you get an aggressive dude who's giving off the aura of "I will slap the shit out you, bitch," she cannot be. You know, like the bitches, women are not. These bitchy turbo hoes are not that bitchy if they're afraid of you. They become very normal people, and a lot of people are just intimidated because I saw her be mean to someone at a party. That's because you're not the mean one. You walk into the party as the mean guy. This bitch literally starts smiling the whole party. When you smash and go back to work. I can't tell you how many times I would smash a girl and do 12 hours of concentrated work and I would text her thank you and she'd be like, for what? I was like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm thanking her, but like I don't know why I'm telling her she's never gonna get it. But some in a fucking weird way, some of these angels are built to be like a massage parlor of your sexual fantasy so you can go back to work. And I'm telling you right now, the weirdest thing is a girlfriend is never a massage parlor. Even the honeymoon phase is a lot of arguments when you think about it. It's not normal. Dude, a girlfriend is the lowest life form you could have in your incarnation in 2026 because you incarnated in the time of hoes. Even the girlfriends are like really, if it's not a hoe, it's like the most uptight human being on earth. And you're thinking to yourself, like, did I waste my whole day talking about the dumbest fucking shit? Dude, they cry for no reason. At least when a hoe cries, when a turbo hoe cries, she's crying for a reason. She's like, my father left me. And you're like, wow, you're still crying about that 20 years later. Like you were a loser.
well, you know what? You could prove the secret society theory. You would need to find that Ukrainian chick,
Yeah.
since she's probably the only girl that I know who probably dislikes you. Now that that shit already happens, you need to find her and smash.
Yeah, but she was not even hot.
Yeah, but just to prove the theory.
I can only, you know what's funny is like, what was it Andrew Tate who said Ukrainian women are the hottest? Are they actually?
No,
Should I go to
No
Ukraine right now?
fucking
no,
way.
no.
I don't buy it at all.
There's
They're
no
actually pretty
way.
feminist. Like they will nag the crap out of you. They're not that feminine. Like I don't know why they have that reputation.
Yeah, I think the most feminine you can get out of a woman in 2026 is a turbo hoe. Turbo hoes are the most, and they're the most masculine, but they're the most feminine as well. And you know, it's funny. My brother would tell me all the time. He'd be like, "You know, the advice you give about women is kind of wrong because most people don't want to fuck some hoe and then go back to 12 hours of work. Most people want a partnership." And I'm like to my brother, then most people are fucking faggots. Like, how the fuck can you don't want to fucking pull her against her G string and fuck some 100-pound slut? You want to fuck some 180-pound fat ass? Google
Those
the
fat
average.
ass fucking nine
Google.
month pregnant fucking whales.
This guy's going to hell, bro. You deserve hell, Josiah. You're not allowed to. You're under a covenant with the Lord, bro. You can't talk like that.
Dude, but Zerka though, I am like laying down here and Isabel's like scratching my head, like
Yeah.
rubbing my back, and dude, I'm like just at such peace, like ready to pass out,
Oh, dude, I
like
never
this
get
is
to
peace.
speak. Josiah, I never get to speak about this. The level of peace you get, like, when a woman is scratching behind your ear and you feel like a dog. I'm not even trolling right now. It's the greatest thing in the universe. Like, a hoe can't do that to you. A hoe could never bring that kind of peace. I never get to talk about how great this is. But dude, it's not that often. Let's be real, dude. Thank God you guys are getting along because most relationships are not about, hugs and scratches. There's something else. And there is this cuteness you miss about a woman when you're when you're just fucking hoes, they're missing a cuteness. It's like, okay, yeah, you're hot as fuck. You look better than any other incarnation. Your stomach is like actually looks like it's sculpted like a Greek goddess statue. Way more lean than that. You're the most beautiful a woman's ever looked in thousands of years. You've got it going. Even your tattoos kind of look beautiful. You fucking skank. But the one thing you're thinking of is hoes are missing this cuteness that regular women have. Regular women have this cuteness where it's like they're kind of like in a weird way, they're kind of toddler like, and it's funny. It's super healthy to be around. It's a moral atmosphere. And hoes don't have the moral atmosphere. Like a hoe can't relax. If you ever notice that hoes have trouble relaxing, that is something you would miss. Unless you're making, dude, if you're an entrepreneur, you don't really give a fuck about cuteness in your home. But I've noticed that men need cuteness. Like if you have just a hot chick and she's 0% cute, it's not the greatest environment to come home to. And that's why I say get a little retarded bitch. That's always
No,
cute.
yeah, like a little retard, has her clumsy, like stupid moments. Yeah, that's peak.
But
Like
I
you don't
still would
like.
I still think I think Josiah, you're still missing out because you need an absolute whore in 2026. You are missing out like crazy. Like you imagine Josiah works all day and he doesn't get come home to motels. You could change your whole apartment or your house to like a Motel 6 vibe with cobwebs, and you have a like absolute hooker and you're fucking Hunter Biden. You're missing out on that aspect of like thrills and is she gonna stab me? Who is she really? Do I actually remind her of her dad, or is she just saying that? You're missing out on a lot of chaotic energy that can be transmuted because Isabel is just a good person. And to me, if a guy's missing Motel 6 energy, that is so depressing. Like, dude, imagine. No, Josie. I went to fancy ass hotels with my girlfriend.
Motel
The
6 energy.
Josie, I went to fancy hotels with my girlfriend. The one time everything's booked up and we were forced to a Motel 6. I was like, fuck, I don't do that. Even when I travel alone, I don't do. We were forced to do Motel 6. Bro, that's the most we ever loved each other, isn't that the most sex we ever had? It was like there was something so hot about her watching me smoke a cigarette in the parking lot, and you can hear like the raccoons and the weird shit. And we had a weird neighbor, and his name it was a strange name. He was a Russian guy named Edgar. It was just fucking Halloween, the best sex we ever had. And both of us were too embarrassed to admit we want to go back to that Motel 6. We never actually got the balls to tell each other, hey, enough 7-star resorts. Let's switch to Motel 6. And it's crazy because a hoe would meet you at that Motel 6. She wouldn't look twice at it. She'd be like, oh, this is where his spot is. This is where he wants to do drugs.
No, but you know what? You don't like a cute chick that when you come home, she's like, "Look, I installed the bird feeders, and look at all the hummingbirds that we're
Yeah.
getting." Like, cause that's me. And my man comes home, and it's like, "Look at all the hummingbirds." Like, okay, babe, and
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
laughs and he walks away, and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
No, no. Hey, having a cute little girl like that it's awesome until she starts doing the whole. I'm going shopping. I'm going to Costco. I'm going to Home Depot. Can I borrow your card? Can I borrow your? And then they take your card, and you realize, whoa, this bitch bought things that I didn't even think you could buy things like this. That dude, that is the worst. feeling in the world
Nigga,
when
Amazon.
she's buying experimental Amazon items, like experimental. What?
Well, no, that's not okay. But it's like if she goes like do your shopping so you can stay home and you don't have to worry about it, then
Dude, with
No,
a
nigga,
hoe,
you
you just
wake
do
up.
everything with cash. And another thing, Josiah can't even do drugs with this lady because she's gonna be like, "Oh, you're not gonna take care of me. You're a loser." But with a hoe, you get to, bro. You could be 38 years old, come home to a hoe, and be like, "Babe, I want to do cocaine all day. I'm stressed from Twitter. I want to do cocaine. I haven't done it in years." And
stress from
and and
Twitter.
she and she'd fucking rip up the bag with you. You're telling me that's a bad life?
Dude.
She'll rip up the bag. Even girls who say, I have anxiety, I don't do cocaine. If she's a hoe, even with her anxiety, she'll still do it because she goes, we can't waste this. We can't, it's just like look, I'm born for a different
No,
world,
not
man.
gonna
I'm
lie,
freestyle.
dude. After listening to JW earlier, I wanted to just rip coke and hit a Motel 6 too, dude.
Yeah. 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 No, there's something, dude. When Josiah laughed because I said something about MDMA, I'm like, dude, if you have a kid, you can't do MDMA. Josiah laughed, but when I repeated that, I didn't even know I repeated it. I said it in front of my twin brother. He almost punched me in the jacuzzi. He got so angry. He's like, "Fuck you, mean you want to do MDMA over have a child? What are you fucking 12 years old?" And I'm like, bro, 12-year-olds can't do it because they don't have the, you know what I mean? So. But I'm dead ass. I'm serious. People are like, well, why do you want drugs on your menu when you haven't done them in so long, Zherka? Because I love the option. Even if I don't do it for years, I like to have the option. You know what I mean by that? People are like, Zherka, you haven't drank alcohol in years. Yeah, but I still have the option to do it. Josiah don't got that option. 0%.
No, I totally have that option actually. But
You can drink alcohol right now? That's just
I
embarrassing.
know, dude, but you actually got me out of it a little bit when you started talking about just being unconscious, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't even believe in this esoteric shit." But he's right. I've just been like, I just been like, dude, I just been like working, and then just like it's like 3 p.m. I'm like, well, fuck, finish my shit. Let's start drinking. I was doing that
Yeah.
for a while. I mean, so
Yeah, dude, you remind me a lot of my brother because his wife is 8 months right now. So you guys are at that same zone. And I asked him, I'm like, yo, do you want more kids? And he's like, everyone wants more kids, but the process is just too much. It's like he can't handle the process.
yeah, I just avoid the process. Like I still haven't even really come to terms with the fact that I'm having a son. And I won't really until he's here. So it's just like I just like avoid all that shit. Cuz there's no point like the woman's developing, she's the one who's having hormone changes. Like I don't need to get fat with her. You see all these fucking faggots and they get pregnant and they're the fucking man. Like you're the dude
Yeah.
and you're getting fat with your wife, you fucking loser faggot. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like the time that you should be at your peak because your
Yeah.
woman is like at the most incapacitated.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand when I get fat when their girl gets pregnant. I'm like, that's
Dude,
bullshit.
every girlfriend I ever had, she'd gain 35 pounds and I'd get fat too at the same damn time. And I'm thinking to myself, it's because we're not cheating on each other. If we were cheating on each other, we'd be fucking celebrities. We'd look so good. It's because and I'm telling you, I'm the kind of guy that when, everyone's like, yo, this is the red pill guy. I'm the least red pill. If I run around La La Land with a girlfriend, dude, you guys will run into me in public. You'll be like, "That's my hero. He's he's on MDMA getting ice cream at the park. He's sweating so much." And I'm like beaming in love. I'm like, "Hello, friend. Would you like a photo with me because I am famous?" And you guys are like, "Yo, this is not the Zherka. This is not the carnivore. This guy is like, I'm telling you, bro. When I get a girlfriend, I get so bored. I go, it's time to do drugs. Like that's just not healthy, man.
Yeah, the stability is cringe. That's what we were talking about I think last night or maybe it was in this space earlier. I don't know, but like women cheat when they're stable. Like when they feel stability, they cheat. Is that were we talking about that just now with Michael maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they cheat for any reason, like anything you can
Yeah, but
think
it's
of.
like as soon as they're bored, it's like even when we talk of like and
Yeah,
joke around about like slapping women, that's like not what you do. You don't actually slap a bitch. what you're supposed to do is get one of these e-girls to like start flirting with you and replying on all your shit on Twitter, and then your girl will start to straighten out real quick. And if that doesn't work, you bring one of them into your home, and then oh my gosh, dude, you have them like under your mentorship, like we did with Amy, and dude,
Amy
dude,
Dangerfield.
dude, Isabella was peak wise. Dude, there was some
Really?
competition around the house. It's like women compete against other women, so when there's two, it's just like they get on their best behavior. After Danny and Amy went through all that shit like on the internet, Danny had this girl like come intern, and like Amy was just like slumped, I guess.
Dude,
And
I remember my date with Amy Dangerfield on the Sneeko show. And everyone asked me, Zherka, where did you go? And I'm fucking some beautiful 9 out of 10 model. And all I could think of is, I don't have the heart to tell them I ditched. Like, I ditched them to fuck this beautiful, super gorgeous model, Miami. And I'm thinking to myself, I feel horrible for doing that to Amy Dangerfield. But looking back, all she did is have sex with Sneeko. Like, what the
dude,
fuck? Like,
dude,
you know what I mean? If I had stuck around, I'd be a part of that drama. Hell no, bro. Thank God, my instinct said not Amy, not Amy. She's troubled. She's a troubled human being.
So is that a turnoff for you guys if like one of your homies smashed a chick and then she wants to smash you? Like, do you smash or pass?
No, 100%. If it's like the homie's girl, that's a huge turnoff.
No, she was just a hoe. Like, just
no,
like.
if
Oh,
it's
if she's a hoe,
Sneako's
no. If she's
girl,
a hoe, you can smash. Everyone can smash. That's very different.
no, but not if it's Sneako's girl though. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, if it's a hoe, like, and this is like the number one rule you should have with your buddies is when your buddies are around hoes, you tell them, hey, you know she's a hoe, and everyone has to agree. Yeah, yeah, she's a hoe. Meaning everyone's agreeing that she's on
For the
limits for
squad,
everyone.
yeah.
You have to say that with your buddies, or else you become the weirdo. And the weird thing is, you don't want to be in that space where nobody knows what's going on because a lot of guys botch it and nobody fucks her. And I'm telling you right now, if all your homies agree she's a hoe, you're also saving them from dating her because they get embarrassed. They go, well, Zherka kind of, said she's a hoe and everyone agreed, so I can't date her because everyone's gonna laugh at me. You're saving them heartbreak like from the wrong kind of person. Now, what most people do is they go, no, no, we're seeing each other. Dude, it's a fucking literal promiscuous hooker. What do you mean you're seeing her? That's unfair. You can't call dibs on a hooker. That's fucking retarded.
Dude,
We should be devouring her.
Clav did that perfectly because every time he got a girl and he was with his homies and they would like make eye contact or eye each other down, like, and they'd be, the guy would be like, "Yo, Clav, your girl's like checking me out." He'd be like, "That's not my girl, that's our girl," and he just knew like this kid's 20 years old and he gets it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that was impressive. Like in the beginning he definitely knew, and now he's dating one of them.
Yeah, for eugenics purposes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel so bad for him because he had to come off the steroids so he can get her pregnant. It's like that is the weirdest reason to come off steroids at 20 years old.
No, I think he had to get off because he's on probation, dude.
No, that's not the reason. It's he's having trouble getting his sperm count up.
Even with
I
like
don't think.
HCG or something.
Yeah, that shocked me, but I guess he's been on gear for since 15 or 14, I don't know, but he
Yeah,
and he
for
ran the big stuff like trenbolone and the methamphetamine, so that doesn't help. So he obliterated his sperm cells. I'm the kind of guy that my sperm comes back so quick. I could get someone pregnant within weeks of HCG. It's that scary. Like my balls can inflate. Not that my balls can inflate with sperm, but that drug just works. It's scary, right? And and I'm telling you right now, bro, the worst reason on earth is to stop your cycle to get someone pregnant. Like that is the worst reason on earth because bro, pregnancy comes with like it comes with too much scary shit if you're an online person, bro. Like you can't be Josiah, a young dad. That's crazy, bro. That's like a rare incarnation.
I mean, you can just get back on it when she's pregnant, huh?
No, you have an 18-year sentence to like that baby. Like that's the scary part. Like what's the point of being on gear if there's like a child at home? It just doesn't make any sense. You're like irritable for no reason. You're just angry all the time. And have you guys not been around kids? It's not easy at all. I don't know if it's the kids I'm around are so energetic that I'm like, yo, I'm mentally fatigued. I haven't even moved from the couch and they tired me. If you're around energetic, not regular kids, like energetic kids, they will traumatize you. You immediately
Yeah,
you get humbled if if it's the one kid in class that's like Speedy Gonzalez, he runs around. If it's out of 30 kids, there's always one that's trouble. If that's your kid, that is the worst life you could have. I kind of, bro, bro, you'll be sleeping all day. You'll be standing and sleeping. It's the worst.
that's because you see yourself as a young Zerka and those kids.
No, dude, Zerka, you don't get it. It's that Motel 6 chaotic energy, dude. Like my daughter came up to me the other day and I said good morning and she just socked me straight in my nuts. I was like, "Damn, yeah, I needed that. You're right. I need to go make a fucking bag today."
Yeah,
And
no, I have if I'm around kids or a girlfriend, I become so cute that I'm like start morphing into a teddy bear. And that's when I realized like I am not built to be around estrogen. I'm like, I'm like that Pokemon Ditto. Like people say, oh, Zerka, you're anti-simp. No, I'm anti-simp because it's very easy to absorb. Bro, if a woman acts stupid enough, my brain competes even with women. So I compete with everything in the room. If a woman's acting stupid, I will act more stupid to compete with her. And then like that never ends, bro. If I'm in a room with a smart person, I compete for genius. Like actually compete. So I'm very aquatic with my mind, you know? I'm not allowed to mix up the bag like you guys. That's I wish I could, but I know my weakness. My weakness is women and children. Like that'll always be I dude, I can't even make a rape joke around them. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's I'm too moral to be around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like corporate too. Like you
Yeah.
can't
Dude, I
make
see I
Holocaust.
always envy this guy, Blueface. He talks about like sucking dick in front of the kids, and I always thought that's degenerate. But how does he do that in front of his own children? He'll be talking to the baby mama about her sucking some guy's dick, and I'm thinking like, how is he being content on stream in front of his kids? If you could be content around kids, clearly you're not fit to be a father. Because bro, when you're around kids, you should want to be a moral authority, right? You shouldn't want to be blue face, and that's why black people have like the worst fucking upbringings in the world. Like when you look at black people, they don't have a moral atmosphere. They kind of just wing it, you know?
Yeah, and their kids are the most annoying in public. Like they just create chaos to create chaos.
yeah, but Zerka, don't. This is why you go through like burnout phases, though, don't you think? Because when you're content mode, you're content mode, and there's like nothing. There's no on-off switch. Like for me, I have this switch where I can turn it on for like an hour, and turn it off. You know?
Can you do content if your kid is in the room? That's tough, man.
No, like that's
That's
that's like streaming culture. I guess that's different from like sitting down and filming a
dude, when I
YouTube
see
video.
streamers do it, the only thing ringing in my head is she's not fit to have a kid. She's not fit at all. If you're if your tone doesn't switch when a child walks into the shot, clearly you're not fit to have a child, right? Like at all. It's like those guys who smoke cigarettes in front of like toddlers. That has to be mental illness. If you can smoke a cigarette in front of a child looking at you, that's mental illness. That's like some degenerate, that's like some Albanian fucking whatever. I would lock people up for that. How do you even enjoy a cigarette, a cigar, weed? How do you enjoy any of that if a child is just staring at you? There has to be something mentally wrong with you, you know?
Yeah, I mean it's addiction. So I mean,
Dude, there's people who drink whiskey in front of their kids. I'm like, bro, the kid doesn't learn because you taught him something. The kid is imitating you for the first 7 years. So what? What? Why are you drinking whiskey in front of them? And how do you enjoy whiskey in front of a child? Like you have to be the lowest piece of shit on earth, right?
no. me telling
No,
me telling
he
Zerka I
says no.
just stopped drinking a few weeks ago. Zerka, you're the worst fucking human being possible if you
Yeah,
drink in front of your kid. No, Avery knows how to do cheers too. Yeah, no, she definitely can
that's
imitate that.
crazy, dude. Don't normalize it, dude.
Hey, I used to go get my dad's beer. I used to crack it open for him, like even I was like 6 years old, like almost my whole childhood.
Yeah, dude,
And
dude.
then
I'm from an Albanian home, so that stuff's like normal. But
yeah.
I personally cannot do it. Try a cigarette in front at a wedding when the kids are looking at you at a wedding. Try enjoying a cigarette when 10 of the kids are like, "Oh, he's the famous one. That's Zherka, dude. We're gonna try and be like him. This guy's making money." And you're trying to enjoy the cigarette, and you're like, "I'm the worst fucking role model in the universe, dude."
Then you have that one kid that looks at he's like, "Why are you smoking? It's gonna kill
No,
you."
here's the worst part. When the kids come up at the wedding, they try and ask me questions to see if I'll answer it like I do when I'm live, to see if I'm fake or real. So they'll ask me something about hoes, right? Like about some kind of hoe question. And if I answer it like, well, no, you should respect women, I'm trying to be the adult. But they also want to see a chink in my armor where they go, oh, so you're only cool online. You're not actually cool in person. You can't actually double down. You're a fucking pussy. They try and do that. And sometimes no, I'm serious. Sometimes my ego takes over and I go, yeah, I get all the bitches. In front of children, I say that. As in, like, what, bitch? What? I know you listen to these fucking spaces. I know you're listening right now. And I double down in front of your mama that wants me, you little bitch.
And you made their day, dude. You made their day.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Here's how I know parents are horrible, bro. The parents want me to babysit, and I'm like, you got. If I would never want that, because I'm not gonna stop cursing, bro. When I have you ever stubbed your toe in front of a child and you look at their face like you don't deserve to be blocked from this language, and you just say every curse word at your toe, and it's like relief. Like I can finally be myself. But when you have to watch your language and shit, bro, kids ruin everything, bro. Take Isabella, Josiah, take Isabella to a Motel 6 and go have fun because you guys deserve it. And she's pregnant. She could be like the crack whore, pregnant crack, the fucking methed out crack whore, right?
Yeah, I
You
just
guys
want to
could
do
role
coke
play.
off your belly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, you know those meth heads that don't know they're pregnant? She could role play that. You know,
That's
like
true.
you guys are not having enough fun, bro. Like you got go to the Motel 6, man. Hey man, thezercoofficial.com to hear 4 hours today, 4 hours tomorrow. I'm dropping heat on pretty much success or cheating, right? I have a game plan for you guys. If you're not successful with that, I have a second one. The second option is the Samson option. And all I talk about is winning. Even if it strengthens some of your earthly desires, I don't give a fuck. I just want you guys to win. TheZercoofficial.com. I'm going to see you guys very soon.